Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know I said I wasn't going to do them, but I am. I've been conversing with Source, and this is what was said. So today we are going to go into twin flames. I'm going to do a pick a pile. It is going to be very extensive, each individual pile, so just a warning up front. But let's not waste too much time. We'll go ahead and get into it, and once we get into the piles, I'll give a little bit of explanation while we're there, okay? So for pile number 1, we have this green aventurine stone. Okay. For pile number 2, we have this bloodstone. And for pile number 3, we have this zebra jasper. Perfect. Now you guys will find the time stamps down in the description box, as well as any other information in regards to my channel if you guys are interested in supporting it further. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with pile 1. I'm not going to be shuffling on camera today, so just a heads up. Alright, so I'll see you guys on pile 1 or whatever pile you guys choose. Hi pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I truly appreciate you guys coming in. This is for those of you that chose the green aventurine. We'll go ahead and get into your reading, guys. This is the twin flame journey. I do have your cards already shuffled out. I don't know what they are, so we'll find out about them together. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to have your guys' journey on this side and their journey on this side, and I will say it as such, okay? So let me scoot over so that way I'm in front of the table, not hanging off the table. Well, let's see what we got going on here. Let me set it up real quick, guys. The spread is humongous, so bear with me just a second here. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay. And you guys got 2 cards at the end clarifying here, so I totally get where this is going. I understand now. Okay, so let's see, guys. Where are you at on your journey? Now, before I get into this and before you guys get upset at what's being said, okay, because I know sometimes we don't want to hear what we need to hear. We just want to hear what we want to hear, especially when it comes to this particular journey. And this is just a disclaimer before we get into the reading, okay? Energy is fluid, so if you guys notice something and you are like, oh no, that's not me, that's them, cool, that's them. However, also know to take accountability for where you are, because that is a huge portion of this journey, is taking accountability. So again, I'm going to read it as such. Where you are on your journey right now, things are not really that good. You're kind of denying some feminine energy. You guys are not flowing with life. Like, you guys are kind of forcing things along, being impulsive, maybe being just kind of a little bit out of characteristic. This could be due to a broken heart, which is being apparent in the reading. However, it is something that you guys aren't willing to budge on right now, just because there is this energy of resistance to the journey itself, okay? So what they want you guys to know is just allowing yourselves to open up to that. There is this energy of self-hatred coming through, okay? And it might not be something that is on the surface. This could be something that is subconsciously being presented. I do want to get a clarifying card for this and see if it goes a little bit further into detail as to why this is coming out for you and where you're at on your journey. There's something that you're protecting. There's something that you don't want to talk about. There's something that you guys are, and it stems from the past. It stems from the past. So maybe right now you guys just aren't ready to face a difficulty that you've been through. Maybe there's a sense of loss, of grief, of upset. Again, that brokenheartedness is coming through. And there's just this energy of not wanting to face it right now, which is okay. So that's just a part of the journey. There's no reason to be upset at yourself or at the journey or where you are because of that, okay? So just understanding that sometimes we just get into a rut. That's a human thing, right? But yeah, okay, I see. 333 is a very powerful number for you guys. Yeah, what it is this is a completion of a cycle. This is a very difficult cycle for you guys. This is something that has been plaguing you, and I think it's been making itself known recently. It's showing itself time and time again, and this time that it's shown itself, it kind of like shot through the heart. That's what I hear, and that is like, whether this has to do with your person or not, this is just something that you're currently experiencing in this now moment. And because of that, you guys just aren't really ready to face it. It's kind of like you have recognized it and it hurt. And right now it's just being in the pain. And I feel like there is a lot of anger coming through. And there's this energy of not being worthy of what it is that you guys want on the journey. And that is being made apparent here. Source also saying that that's okay. It's just a part of where you're at on your journey. Again, sometimes we experience very human emotions, and sometimes to get out of those emotions, it means that we have to face one of the fears that we've never let ourselves face. And I feel like that is exactly what's coming through here. It's like you guys just aren't ready to face this fear that's just, it's very deeply rooted. And this could be the mother wound coming through as well. Something, maybe you didn't receive enough nourishment as a child. Maybe you guys did not receive the love that you knew you needed as a child. And there's this conflicting view that's coming through right now, but it's like, I never needed as a child, but I just didn't get the love that I deserved, or I never wanted for anything, and why should I be complaining about that? Well, understanding that material possessions do not account for love, and that's that conflicting energy, okay? Again, take it as it resonates. This is just an example for you guys to observe, okay? But understanding that once you guys come face to face with this, you guys are going to emerge a brand new person. It's like allowing yourselves to open up to the truth of who you are. This is uncovering that bit of yourself that has been so deeply buried inside. Okay, and it's not easy. That's not an easy place to come from. That's not an easy place to be. But Source is walking with you on this. If you are not a big fan of believing in Source, the universe, God, whatever it is that you call it, this could equally be your highest self, okay? And so that's not something that I just say Source, so I do feel some resistance there to you guys, but this is just your intuition coming through and trying to allow you to face this situation. It's not necessarily a problem, it's just a situation that has arisen, okay? Now, where are they on their journey? Interestingly enough, you guys are mirroring each other. They are refusing to change something about themselves, okay? And that could be anything, this is very action-oriented energy coming through. So it could have to do with them pursuing work. It could have to do with them pursuing a certain lifestyle. I keep feeling it's more towards a lifestyle than it is work per se, but it is having to do with work because they're trying to get this certain title, or they're trying to have this certain bank account or whatever it is. And so there's this energy coming through here that they are really struggling with changing their lives. And it's almost like I keep hearing the definition of insanity. And so it's like doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And that's very much where they are. I'm going to turn you guys just a tad here. Okay. And that's very much where they are. I will get a clarifying card for this as well. May you please have a clarifying card for where they are on their journey, Source? May you please have a clarifying card for where they are on their journey? Yeah, you guys are definitely stuck in some sort of revolving cycle, though. And here's the interesting thing is that you both have to face it alone. Like, there is no, oh, let's come together and do this together. Yeah, you guys have to face it alone. So they're being conceited right now, okay? They're in this energy of, so I heard defeat and betrayal, okay? So something happened in their past, and they're in this energy of being conceited on their journey, and they have one limited vision moving forward. That was what I was saying. It's like very much this energy of their status, or they have to have a certain amount of money in the bank, or they have to be in a certain place, or they have to have this, or they have to have that. And that is not what this journey is about. This journey is truly about surrendering, and surrendering to higher power, and surrendering to the love and unconditional love of our Creator. And that's not always easy for people, okay? It's not easy for those of us that become spiritually aware, and it's equally not easy for those that don't become spiritually aware but are forced to later on, okay? So for this, guys, you guys are mirroring each other right now. That's not to say that if you face yours that all of a sudden they're going to face theirs, okay? That's not what this is saying. It is just bringing up where you both are on your journey currently, and again, taking accountability for where you are, not where they're at, okay? Because that's the important thing here. Yeah, okay, they are concerned about money. We have the King of Coins here on the reverse on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, they're concerned about their status and what it is that they can offer, not necessarily you, but to people, what they can offer to people and to appear a certain way towards people on this journey. Not an easy place to be in. And we've all been there. I think we all experience that on our journey, is that we feel like we have to have $1 million to be impressive. And it might not be that amount for you. It could easily just be $10,000 just to have some sort of impression on others, to be like, oh, I'm okay. I'm where I need to be. I have everything that I need. You don't have to worry about me. I can do this, right? And that's the energy that's coming through here. So obstacles you still need to overcome. And this is an interesting card because it's your happiness. That's an obstacle for you, is figuring out what it is that makes you happy. Like, that's a huge hurdle for you, but I feel like you guys are inching closer and closer to it, and it's coming into this energy of realizing that you don't have to do anything for anybody. You know, again, like I said, it's like you guys are in this energy of brokenheartedness, and you guys could actually be moving through your lives in that impressive state, trying to show others that you can, because you said you would, and now it's like, I can't break a promise. But if that promise is making you miserable, why are you going to continue going towards it? Why are you going to continue to pursue that, you know? And I think that's rough, you know, that's something that we have experienced. It's definitely something that I myself have experienced, and letting go of things that you have become so attached to on this journey. You know, I've had to start over from scratch. It's not about me, guys. I'm not going to go into my own story here, but just understanding that I do understand where you guys are coming from when you've built something from scratch and you become so attached to it. But in the mind frame that you were when you built that was a negative mindset, or it was just to say, ha ha, I did it, or it was just to be bigger than someone else. And consciously you might not have realized that, right? It's like, that's why it's not making you happy, is because there's some underlying proof tile that's coming through. I have to prove myself. And that's why you two are mirroring each other so much right now. Like, you guys have this underlying energy, and it's a societal belief. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that on this journey, is that you have to change your perspective on what it means to be successful. Like, being successful doesn't mean money. Being successful doesn't mean having a mansion. Being successful doesn't mean having to buy everything that you've ever wanted and not having to worry about it. That's not what true success is. Success comes from the heart. And that is not always an easy place to come from, because in society we're made to believe that we are what our bankroll is, and that's something that you're fighting right now, and that's what you're overcoming, you know, and that is, it's an obstacle. And equally so, when we look at them, where they're at on their journey, what's the obstacle that they need to overcome? They don't have any confidence. Right now. They're great at putting on this mask. They're great at putting on this oh, I've got everything that I need, you know, I'm the biggest, baddest wolf in town. But they're secretly dying inside, right? Like, it's like they're being eaten up from the inside out. And because it's just not dealing with those internal issues, it's not dealing with the things that have brought misery into life, they're not dealing with what's necessary here. And again, that's not necessarily easy. That's not always easy to go through. You know, you guys having to overcome what it is that makes you happy. I think you guys have started doing something thinking that it makes you happy, when in truth it's just tearing you apart inside. It's not that it's not interesting. It's not that it's not fun. It's just that, sorry guys, my dog is laying right next to the table. It is just that it's time for a change. 555 is coming out for me right now as a very important number for you guys, okay? And I feel like you guys also see mirroring numbers a lot. 1414, 1616, 1818. These are just numbers that are coming through right now for me. Right now, you guys have to embody an energy of being more creative in your life. There's definitely this creative energy that is surrounding you. It's dying to get out, but I do feel like you are resisting it just a tad, because there's like, oh, well, what if that's not creative enough? Or what if I'm supposed to be doing something else? Or what if? But the thing is that when you guys get creative inspiration like that, it is something from source energy. That's something from source and God and the universe. That's for you, okay? And that's why it's creative energy. So pouring into that can be the best thing that happens to you. For your person, they're holding on to a lot of jealousy and greed and anger from the past, and they don't want to let that go. And to trust something outside of themselves means to give up the foundation, the very foundation that they built their life on. And they're not going to do that. Like, that's something that they don't even want to touch. I heard, I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. And, you know, you can't, there's nothing that you can do to make them do that. Now, if this is your energy, then, you know, it's just facing those fears and realizing that that's why we chose to come here as twin flames. If you're on this journey, why you chose to come here as a twin flame is because it has to do with your ability to surrender to the higher powers that be. Okay, and that is whatever you think that is, whatever you see that is. That could be God, it could be the universe, it could be Buddha, it could be Source, it could be your higher self. It doesn't matter. It's just you learning how to surrender to these higher powers, the intuition, the feelings, the gut feeling that you guys are getting on your journey. Okay, so there is some sort of growth that needs to happen, and what that is that you guys need to balance out your energy. You're having a hard time. Like I said, there's that energy of coming through, still needing to prove. Now, for you, it might not be about proving yourself to others as much as it is people pleasing. But I do want to get a clarifying card for this. Source, may I please have a clarifying card for the growth that still needs to happen for my collective? May I please have a clarifying card for the growth that needs to happen for my collective? Okay. They want these two. This one first. Yeah, okay. I see. What else do we have here? Yeah. So there's a lot of things that are happening to you right now. Okay, so there's a lot of ups and downs and twists and turns, and things just can't go in a straight line. And because of that, it's hard for you guys to pay attention to the little details that need to be paid attention to. And it's also a karmic cycle for you guys. There's this karmic energy that's coming through right now of needing to end, and it's not. And because of that, it's like, I think that's why you guys aren't finding your happiness. So whether that's needing to stand up for yourself, which is much easier said than done, okay guys, like I completely get that, but just taking one step at a time and not beating yourself up if you don't do it the first time around. Like, can you do that? Can you honor yourself in that way? Also, there's this energy of just needing to really stick with the program, like being able to see what it is that you want, envision it, maybe write it down, and then go after that. Make goals, steady goals, small goals. You don't have to create a million goals and try to do them all in one day. Like, sometimes I think people really believe that we can create our lives in 24 hours, and that's not it. It's like, it's not that you can't manifest something that quick, but it's that you guys need to understand that things that are manifested that quick usually aren't the things that we desire deeply on a soul level. The things that we want on a soul level take time. They take time to manifest, and they take time to come. And so just learning that you guys do have abundant soul, you guys have an abundant energy, and you guys have abundant love within you, but are you willing to take a step back and balance your own energy out and connect with your heart is a very important thing here. Also connecting with the world around you, whether that's getting out in nature, or maybe you guys just need to get outside of the circle that you're in and getting more connected with people who are on this journey, or more connected with people who resonate with you. You guys might not be on the spiritual journey, which is fine, right? But obviously, if you're here for the twin flame journey, you're wondering because that is a soul journey. And to be on the soul journey means that you guys have to let go of the 3D, the material world. And so they're saying to connect with your heart more, to connect on a deeper level, and to not be so two-sided. Like, it's like, can you accept the beauty in all that is? Can you accept the beauty in who you are? Can you accept the beauty in knowing that there's dark and light aspects? There are negative moments and there are really positive moments. And that's part of being able to accept yourself fully, is just seeing yourself as a complex human being, because that's exactly what you are. Learning that if you have a bad day, like, okay, you had a bad day, that doesn't mean that you had a bad year. That doesn't mean you have a bad life, right? That's just one bad day out of 365, out of however many days we're meant to live. And that's not a bad life. That's just one moment in time in the grand scheme of things, right? So growth that they still need to go through, that needs to happen for them, well, they're dealing with the broken heart too. They got a lot of romantic frustration. And honestly, in this, I was getting a lot of sexual energy in the beginning. Wow. Okay, so that just happened. Yeah, they're dealing with okay. So here's the deal with your person. They are very sexually active, okay? And I'm not saying that you guys are or you're not, okay? But that's not the energy that's coming out. For you guys, it's more of a mindset. And it's blocking your heart chakra. For them, they're not grounded. And in order for them to ground, they're constantly offering love to different options. And that's not you. They're not offering love to you. If they were, you wouldn't be here wondering about them. Like, that's just the way. And they're hoping that they're going to have success along the way with one of these options, that somewhere along the way it's going to show them, oh, you know, that is a perfect mirror image of my person, of this person I have so much love for. And it's not. Like, they're just being superficial in the love that they're offering. Very shallow. It's like your person really thinks that if they sleep with somebody, that is enough to keep that person coming back again and again and again. And while that may have worked for some, that's not going to work for anybody here. And they're saying that, you know, they need to understand that in order for them to have success, they need to realize that there is only one option, and that is to choose themselves. And if they don't, they're going to continue to have this romantic frustration, and they're going to continue to see things from this skewed point of view. It's just interesting that I was talking about sexual energy, and a lot of that passionate, fiery energy just came through. Like, I had 3 cards that mirrored sexual energy coming out right away. And yeah, they're afraid to work on love. Okay, like, that's the problem here. They're really afraid to work on love. They're really afraid to work on commitment, I think, is the biggest thing here. And So don't ask them to commit to you when they can't even commit to themselves. They can't commit to honoring themselves. They can't commit to seeing themselves from a higher level. They can't commit to seeing themselves from a state of love. It's just not, it hasn't happened. It's not going to happen. They have to learn how to heal themselves before it gets to that point, okay? And sometimes that takes a lifetime, okay? Hold on just a second, guys. Okay, guys, sorry about that. There's a tow truck coming around the block. It was really loud. Okay. But the thing is that a lot of people really believe that the gangster life is the life to live. Like, that's what's been glorified, to have multiple partners, to not settle down, or to have a wife or a husband while they go and sleep with 100 people on the side. Like, a lot of people really glorify that lifestyle and think that that is the only way that they can get, oh, I'm the big bad wolf. Like I said, like, that's the energy that's coming through for them, is that they want to be in that. I'll tell you what, that stuff always comes back around and bites you in the rear end. So that's just kind of where they're at. They have to deal with that right now, and it all stems from a broken heart. They could have the father wound. It is coming out. There's a lot of masculine energy on this side, which is what's mirroring you, is that you guys could be connected to the mother wound. Again, it's not necessarily, some of you guys, it could just be from your first heartbreak, and that's where it's coming from. But understanding that, owning that pain and facing that is where the healing comes from, okay? And that's not always easy. It's just not. And I wish I could say, oh, here, this is the key to doing it, and you do it once and it's over with. No, this journey is literally like peeling back layers, and it's like psychology. It's like you're going to uncover the layers that are first and foremost in the front, and then it's like as you peel them off, you're going to go in deeper and deeper and deeper, and you're going to be like, wow, I never knew, like, that's where my love life was leading, was because of that. When I met Billy in the 2nd grade, and he made fun of me, and I had a big crush on him, and he made fun of me. He looked up my dress while I was on the monkey bars or something like that. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't realize, but then you finally make that connection on this journey, because it's all about learning about yourself. Self-development is a psychological journey. And so learning about yourself is very, very important. Hold on just a second, guys. I'm just trying to keep the dogs from barking because they get really loud. Okay, so let's move on from that, because I'm not here to give you guys a psychology lesson. So let's see. What will bring your paths closer together? Honestly, you persevering for yourself, like, not for them, but you deciding and determining that you completing your path and your journey and your self-healing and connecting with your inner child, connecting with your heart and your intuition, and doing what makes you happy, not what you think will bring them closer. See, that's the thing. It's oftentimes what we think is going to bring them closer actually pushes them further away, because that's not what we're meant to be doing. That's what we think we're supposed to be doing, not necessarily the journey that we're on. The journey that we're on has to do with what makes us feel good, what makes us feel whole and complete and fulfilled. And that's what Source is saying here. It's like, for you guys, it is to look at what's gone on in your life and maybe reconnect with your inner child. And what is it that you really love to do when you were a child? And it's interesting that you guys chose the green aventurine, because the green aventurine actually connects with your heart. And that's what this journey is about, is truly connecting with your heart and soul. And it's like, even if you guys work a regular job 9 to 5, that's fine. What can you do when you get home that you really love? Do you like playing the piano? Do you like painting? Do you like singing? Do you like cooking, baking? Do you guys like, creating new crafts? Do you guys like doing these interesting things, whatever it is? When you were a child, maybe, it was fashion, or maybe it was, architecture, something like that. Whatever it is that drives your soul that you did when you were a child, just start pouring a little bit more into that, and you'll be surprised at how much better you'll feel. And when you follow that, it's not even about necessarily making money doing that, but it is interesting how in doing that, you guys draw closer to what will make you money outside of the regular 9 to 5 structure, societal belief and construct, okay? And what about them, you know? Actually, it's like, what to avoid if you want to meet this person in the future? Anxiety. I'm getting two messages here. And what's interesting is because we have both sevens in these places, in these exact mirroring places. And I'm getting anxiety, but I'm also getting this making the most of a bad situation. It's almost like fear about what has happened in the past and then just being like, oh, well. Like, there's something that you guys need to confront when it comes to them. Okay. So there's this energy coming through needing to embrace your courage and your confidence and your ability to be strong and powerful. It's like as you stand up in your strength, and that's feminine strength too. This is the feminine energy coming through. That's like that receptive energy. That's that energy of being able to flow and to nurture yourself. And also at the same time, letting go of the illusion. So maybe if you guys do have a pretty raunchy past, right? Like maybe there are some wretched things that have happened between you two, and just understanding that that is not an indication of where it's headed. Okay, that's just what you guys were experiencing at that time. And when you guys connected, you were doing the best that you could with what you knew how in that moment. And understanding that and realizing that that is just the illusion, right? Is that, oh, it's always going to be that way, or they're always going to treat me this way, or they're always going to be like that. Rather, it's like, if you let go of the illusion, you're going to come into a place of confidence and strength. And that's what you need to have in the future. It's like, if you're not confident, this person is going to basically eat you alive. And it's not because they're meaning to, it's just because that's what they're used to, right? They're used to having their cake and eating it too. And this sexual energy, it's like they want to do the same with you. And it has to do with, pardon me, excuse me, they want that with you too. And so it's up to you to kind of put up the wall and say, look, that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here for that at all. I want a connection. And if you don't want a connection, then that's okay. Right? And that is okay. If they don't want a connection, can you be okay with that? Like, can you be so confident and secure in yourself? And that's what they're saying to avoid in the future is this fear and anxiety that you're not good enough to have them. It has nothing to do with them. When you feel not worthy, it means that you're not feeling worthy in your own skin. Regardless if it's them or another person, you truthfully believe that you're not worthy, and that is a self issue. So it's like, how can you keep looking at yourself in the mirror? How can you keep loving yourself? How can you keep showing yourself that you are worthy of whatever it is that you want? Because you are. That's your birthright. Okay? It's just going through, again, that psychology of, oh my gosh, I had this. Oh my gosh, I've done that. You know, people like shadow work, and really shadow work comes down to, you know, when you go to a therapist, that's really could be considered psychology. I'm not telling you to go to a therapist, but that could be shadow work, right? Like going to a therapist is that shadow work, because they're helping you deal with those underlying issues that are making you react to life instead of respond. And so that's what they're saying. Like, you need to learn how to respond to life, and to not let the fact that they broke your heart and that they're a sexual being, and that they've been unjust to you, and that they've been greedy with your energy, affect you. Yeah, they've broken your heart. Yeah, they hurt you because they didn't come to you when you wanted them to. And you never thought that that was going to happen like that. But that's the thing. It's like, you have to let that go and realize that they were just doing the best with what they knew how. And that's just the energy that they're in. Okay, take it as they are. That's true acceptance of the situation. Okay? So what they will find attractive about you is your commitment to yourself, right? And how much you've changed. They're going to be like, holy moly, the collective has changed. Like, they're no longer timid. They're no longer scared. They're no longer afraid of life. And you shouldn't be, right? You shouldn't be. And they're going to find that really attractive. And also what they're going to find attractive is the fact that you don't give them what they want when they want it. Like, I'm not saying to be rude about it. I'm saying to really stand in your power like that. You know, like I said, a lot of people really have exalted this idea that, oh my gosh, I'm going to sleep with as many people as I can. And women oftentimes believe that if they don't sleep with men on the first night or the first date or whatever, that they're going to lose them. And that actually causes a whole another realm of issues that maybe one day I will make a video on. Okay? And that's not true. It's like if they leave you because you didn't have sex with them, then that tells you that they are not the person for you. Okay? Men and women should respect each other and where they're at on their journey. And if that means that they have to wait to get it, then you got to wait to get it. And that means that you respect the other person enough to honor that. And that's what they are attracted to. It's like they're attracted to the fact that you're not hanging yourself out there for the world. You're not being super sexual to the world, even though you're very sexy. You're not being promiscuous, even though you come across with this strong sexual energy. Right? And that's what they find so attractive about you, because it's like everyone else has been easy and it's not even playing hard to get. It's just that you respect yourself and you're so committed to yourself that they're just like, whoa, I can't. Like the collective is on a whole nother level. Because you are. Okay? Because you are. It's not like it's a surprise, but it's just, that's it. Right? Like that, they're going to be like, holy moly, what do I do? And what will you find attractive about them? Here's the deal. They're going to tell you something. They're going to tell you a secret, something they've been hiding from you for a while. They're going to tell you the truth about themselves, and you're going to see their own growth. Like you're going to see them overcoming something that has happened for a long time. And, you know, it's it's interesting. It's just an interesting story here because both of you guys don't realize how much you're mirroring each other. It's like you changed the number 5 representing change, and they're represented by the number 10, which is a completion. And it seems odd, but those are actual replications and reflections of replications. They're reflections of one another. Excuse me, guys. I'm human too. And that's the thing. It's like you're going to be attracted to them because it's like they're no longer going to be on a pedestal for you. Like you're actually going to see their humanness come through, and that's going to be very attractive to you. So the last part of this is at the point that you two will meet, and this is rough. Okay, like this is rough, but it's like you guys are at your wit's end with being romantically frustrated, like not being able to connect with somebody, not being able to connect with another, not having another in your life. And there is some sense of stability that you guys will be going through, and I feel like that's just very independent energy coming through on both ends. But you guys will actually be completing a cycle. You guys both will be completing this cycle of emotional frustration and anguish, and like continuing to do the same thing that you've been doing time and time again without getting any different results. It's like you guys will actually be overcoming that. And that's a beautiful place to be. So you guys are going to be meeting each other when you're both overcoming like heartbreak and self-worth issues. Like I'm not telling you that so that you can hurry up the process. The process is going to take as long as it takes. You can't hurry up the process. Okay. It's not going to work like that. But that's where you guys will be meeting each other at. Okay. I just want to get some advice for you guys. And please get some more advice for pile 1, my collective. Okay. Yeah. They want one more. So like I said, like we've got the Queen of Wands coming out. We've got, we have the High Priestess energy, or in my deck, the Popess coming out. And they want one more, but the thing is like this is very enticing energy. Okay, this is very sexual energy. This is very high-end energy. This is like royalty energy coming out here. You guys are learning how to listen to your intuition. Like, there's no doubt about it. 6 of Cups on the bottom. Yeah, with the Page of Coins. Okay. Here's the deal. This is what's happening. You guys are learning how to alter the way you offer yourself to others. Like, you guys are tired of giving too much of yourselves. And it's like you're just done with that. And it's like you're more or less listening to your intuitive self. And not only that, it's like you guys are learning how to be receptive to that. So it's like, again, up here, it's like finding your happiness. It's like that's what you guys have been struggling to overcome. I'm not saying that you guys haven't overcome that. Some of you guys are on the way to overcoming that. As long as you keep on the journey with yourself, you guys are going to learn how to stand firm in this power of being like, no, like I'm offering way too much to you guys. Okay, I'm offering way too much. I'm offering way too much energy to you, and it's not sitting well with me. Like, I'm exhausted. And so you guys are withdrawing your energy and reevaluating the way that you look at the world around you. It's like I said, you guys could be dealing with people-pleasing energy, and that's kind of the completion, the cycle that you guys are overcoming here. And it's all based on the way that you listen to your intuition, and also this energy of connecting with your inner creative being, right? Being creative for yourself and being like, you know, I'll serve the collective, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to give every waking moment that I have to the collective, because if I give every waking moment that I have to the collective, what's there for myself or to this person or to people around you? If you give every waking moment that you have to the people around you, what's left for yourself? And that's the advice here, is just remembering that if you're drawing back from people, okay, that is a good thing. That means that you guys are learning how to give yourselves equally, like give to yourselves equally. Yeah, the Ace of Swords coming through. They're saying that's the truth. You guys are learning how to bring your happiness together. And that's a beautiful place to be. Realizing what cards are laying on the table all the time and not letting those be more than what you give to yourself, right? Because so many people, sometimes what happens is that they give so much to everyone out there and they don't have any left for themselves. And I feel like you guys have done that in the past. You guys have definitely given too much, or you let people like take control of your time, or you let people like just have too much of you when you know you shouldn't, but you're finding it hard to say no. And this is that energy of Source saying, learn to say no so you can say yes to yourself. And it's that actually gives you guys this, no, they don't want that one, this beauty and this energy. It's like everybody's like almost, what is it? The more you guys retract from others, the more mysterious and alluring you turn out to be. And I mean, I'm not talking about doing it so that you get this energy. It's doing it so that you know you're putting it towards yourself and a good energy towards yourself, right? That's what you need to do. Yeah, we have summer solstice, radiance, and then we have autumn equinox with release. Like, yeah, you guys are learning how to release something that is old energy so that you guys can radiate your beauty. What did I say? Karmic cycles. Boom, baby. We have karma, DNA. This is something that you've had to overcome. This is very karmic by nature. It's something that you had to go through. It's something that you had to endure. Right? It's something that, unfortunately, it was just a part of the process. And you guys are transforming and you're learning how to embrace your power. And in that, you guys are becoming a leader. Like, this is beautiful energy coming out here. But you had to sacrifice, right? And what did you have to sacrifice? We both sacrifice here. You guys had to sacrifice this connection. Right? And I'm going to say, like, again, I'm not saying that it's not this connection isn't for you. That's not what this is about. I'm going to draw some of my own cards here. That's never what it's been about. I think you guys just realized it was like putting so much energy into this connection was what was hurting you in the long run. And that was not a good place to come from. It was like, I wanted this connection so bad that I was willing to do whatever it took to get to this connection. But then it was so exhausting for you. You guys realized I have to figure out what's right for me. And that's just something that you'll learn on the journey. It's like eventually you'll learn that you've been giving so much to get this person into your life that it's more than that. It's maybe this person isn't just about a romantic connection. Maybe they actually really are about my growth. And that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Forgive them if they are distant. They can't tell their heart to lie, and you'll never be their one and only. That's exactly what I was saying. It's like this person wants to have their cake and eat it too. It's like exactly that energy I was talking about in the middle of the reading. It's like everybody glorifies this idea to have a spouse at home while they have a whole bunch of flings on the side. Like everybody thinks that's the life that you want to live, and you don't understand how much that takes out of you spiritually, right? And how dangerous it is too. Like, let's just be real, like that's really dangerous for the people who are involved, because you don't know what you're bringing home and you don't know what you're taking away. And so there's this energy coming through again of just saying that like they want their cake and they eat it too. And can you be okay with them maybe not being in your life as a romantic connection? And I'm not here to make you guys upset. It's just, again, that question keeps coming through for me. It's like you guys have to sacrifice that. That's part of this journey for you, sacrificing that. It doesn't mean that you guys aren't going to be together. What it means is that you're surrendering by sacrificing the belief, the ideal that they have to be the one. You have to be the one for you. The way that you dance, go out and take a chance, how you wear your heart on your sleeve leaves me speechless. So they are intrigued by you. Like, I can't say that they're absolutely in love with you. Maybe we'll learn a little bit more with these cards. But when they see you, they're just kind of like, whoa, pile one, like, whoa. You just leave me in a place I've never been in before. Oof. I cannot make this up, guys. This is really, you thought I cared for you. In truth, I am a player, so I used you. Yeah, they broke your heart. They broke your heart, guys. Like, what did I say? Like, again, I'm not saying that it's not that they don't love you or not, but it's like you guys were kind of like the trophy of trophies, and they wanted you, and they wanted to have that trophy on their wall, and so they played you so that they could get it, because they're so used to getting what they want. I'm sorry that I let our flame die out. I did not know what you really meant to me. They had no idea who you were. This person had no idea what role you were going to play in their life. They didn't. How could they? You know, and it's like everybody blames the other party. Well, they should know. There's a lot of people who are not woke on this journey. Like, it is actually more rare than I wish I could say it was common. I wish to be like, you know what, everybody's woke. No, no, they're not. They're not. So yeah, we have number 22, the heart of the matter. There's more going on than meets the eye. Yeah, so there's a lot of mayhem and chaos going on in this person's life right now. I feel like you guys are mirroring that too. Hello, fly. So this is interesting. The fly just landed on my right arm, and they're telling me with this that you guys are very persistent on holding on to this, and that you guys are actually hurting yourselves. The more you hold on to this like so tightly, and it's like, no, you're just not the reader for me because you're not telling me what I want to hear. Like, a lot of people are like that, right? And again, I'm not here to be, oh, I'm going to tell you everything that you want. Your love is perfect. Your love is this. No, my readings are all about healing yourself, because when we heal ourselves, then we can invite in the love that we truly desire. And sometimes we don't realize what we desire until we heal ourselves. And so you meet a person and the connection is so raw and real when you meet them, and you're like, that's the one. That has to be the one. And I'm not saying they're not. Okay, I'm not saying that they're not holding this position in your life. I'm not saying that they don't have this title. What I'm saying is that we become so obsessed with the title that we forget that maybe they're toxic for us, or maybe that's a codependent relationship without us realizing it. Or again, you're putting yourself in a situation that's actually quite distant. You know, that's quite distant. You're not their one and only. They want you and they want another person. They want you and they want 10 other people. That's not healthy for you. Even if you're not on the spiritual journey, but like I said, it's like, it's just not a healthy situation. Like, and you sometimes have to be okay with that. We have practice compassion on the bottom. It says, see things from a fresh perspective. Wasn't I talking about that earlier in the reading? Like, seeing things from a new place. And it's not, I get it. I get it. It's like, we all want to hear what we want to hear. And what we want to hear is not necessarily what's going to help us. Let's get one last card. This is the Sacred Rebels deck. I love this deck. I didn't bring this deck out for a long time because I just love this deck. This is the deck I use for myself. So she feels and she knows. Number 22 coming at the bottom. All right, guys, I am going to read a little bit about this card just because we have mirroring numbers 22 and 22. Let's start with that one, and then I'll bring up this other one that came out. Beautiful energy coming in, guys. I'm super stoked about this. Let's see. It says, an illumination is erupting from within as you vision as... Wow, let me try that again. An illumination is erupting from within you as a vision that is bringing what was once obscured into clarity. This is not likely to happen as a blinding, shocking insight, but as more of a softer, gentler knowing. It is like knowing something without understanding exactly when or how you came to know it. This insight will assist you, and you are asked to honor it. You will know which insight it is at the right time. Your heart will tell you. Therefore, you are being asked to rely upon the clarity that is coming to you now, or has just recently come, gently but firmly, from that place of knowing. Intend to act and take your next steps forward. Let's see. And you guys got number 31, which is trust yourself. And I feel like these two go so well hand in hand, because I think sometimes you guys have a hard time trusting yourself. I'm going to show this to you. And here's the thing. This has a lot of animals on it. If you guys see an animal that really stands out to you guys, my suggestion is to go and look up the spiritual meaning of that and see what else resonates with you, because it might even make this reading deeper for you, okay? And to journal or write it down or make notes about it. You know, even a voice recording on your phone will make a difference. So it says, you are wise. You know how to grow even without knowing you know how. Like the ancient forest, spectacular galaxies, and the acorn that becomes the oak, there's a natural intelligence for growth that is beyond logic and reason. It just happens. At the deepest levels, we are governed by this force that is so palpable. It literally shapes the world. At the same time, it is so invisible that sometimes we forget its presence and worry that our minds have to work everything out for life to happen and for us to be all right. We can become unnecessarily anxious about our affairs and how life will unfold. This oracle brings the message that you are growing. You really are. Don't doubt it. Even if you don't see it yet, remember that so much is happening when the seed is still unbroken in the ground. Below the earth, it is summoning up all the might, power, and force it needs to push above the topsoil and burst up into the new light. It is essential for anything good to happen later on. Yet we don't see any of that. We just have to trust that things will happen when the time is right. You're being asked to trust in yourself. You know how to grow. Don't overthink things. It won't help you. Don't worry so much. You're doing a great job in this game of life. When you trust yourself, you relax and you can heed your own wisdom, insight, and messages more clearly and easily. This oracle comes with particular guidance. You have a big destiny this lifetime and so much to experience. Sometimes you make the error of judging something that is unpleasant as negative or a mistake. It isn't. It's just a part of your great hunger for experience. It doesn't mean that you have to have a lot of it, but when you do, don't shame yourself for it. Simply let it be. Maybe that's just fertilizer for your next step or on your path. It's all a part of life's process, and it's a sign of growth. This oracle is also telling you not to resist any points of instability in your life. This even applies to your most treasured relationships or creative projects. That instability is just a growing pain because more consciousness, more love, and more light wants to infiltrate and pervade all parts of your life. The instability is not a sign of sickness, but of growth. So don't fret. Instead, choose to flow and grow. Beautiful energy, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. So overall, this is all about you guys and about you growing. You want to know where they're at. That's fine too. That's beautiful. That's why I did this particular reading, because it's good to know where they're at. You know, it's like you've got them on your mind, obviously, a lot. But they're just not in a place where they can come to you right now. And it is really, truly about you trusting yourself and being there for yourself and honoring yourself. And you know, we've got a lot of synchronicities coming out in this reading, a lot of things that were brought up in the beginning of the reading, just being reiterated, not only by clarifying cards, but by the oracle cards here. So I really hope that this brings you guys clarity. I'm sending you out so much love, so much light. And my prayer is that you guys find the truth of your heart so that you can always follow what makes you happy. I will leave it there. So my brothers and sisters, thank you for joining me. Pile number 1. Until next time, I hope you guys have a beautifully blessed, wonderful life, day, afternoon, week, whatever it may be. And I will see you guys on the next go around, okay? Bye. Welcome, pile 2, my brothers and sisters that chose the bloodstone. Okay. This is a twin flame reading for you guys. I do already have the cards shuffled out just because this is such a long reading, so we'll find out what they are together, what's going on together, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into it without further ado. Also, just so you guys know, these are more centered around healing, not necessarily predicting love. However, there is a prediction done in this reading, so take it as it resonates. Energy is fluid. I am going to do your energy on this side and their energy on this side, so if you feel like you resonate more with this side, then again, take that as it resonates, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. And I apologize, this is a humongous spread, guys, so hang with me. A lot of sexual energy already. Okay. I may have to pause this for a second because my dog just asked me to go outside. So give me just a second. Let me. Y'all are in some interesting energy. Okay. So I've got it all set up. Give me just a second. I have to go let my dog outside, so I will be right back. Okay, so while I was letting her out, this may resonate with you guys, but I was seeing a whole bunch of robins, like the bird. So I was told that the name means something to you, and if not, then the bird itself may hold significance in your life. So just bringing that up, I did hear that some of you guys may have a dog named Robin, and the only reason that's coming up is because, again, it was like as she needed to go outside. So I apologize for the delay. I know it doesn't seem like any time for you guys, but she is a much older dog, so I have to take her when she asks. All right, but thank you for your patience, guys. Let's go ahead and get into it. So where are you on your journey? So there's a lot of like puzzles and mazes and patterns that you have to deal with at this time. It's like observing them. And I am hearing that it is about grounding yourself too, but there's this energy of dealing with a lot of karmic cycles. It's kind of like they're all coming to you at once, or it feels like they're all coming to you at once. And it's been really difficult for you because there's a lot of anxiety and fear that is attached with that and overcoming that. So it's like really getting into that. Just a second, guys. One of the dogs, she likes to get in the window and she'll go up there and bark, so I'm getting her out of the window before that happens. Anyways, guys, yeah, there's a lot of upset and a lot of worry that's coming through. With this anxiety, there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of fear that's coming to the forefront. It's not that you're not afraid of dealing with it. It's just you're actually acknowledging and understanding these fears that are coming through for you. And it's like, as they come up, it's just kind of like, I feel like there's this like, oh, I didn't know I had that. Oh, I didn't know I had that. Oh, I didn't know I had that. And so that's coming through for you. And I think you're finding abundance with this too. I think you're finding abundance in overcoming these fears and these problems and these patterns and these repeat situations that have brought themselves to the forefront for you. And speaking your truth. Wow. There's a lot of grounding that needs to happen. Making sure that you guys are, as much as you're doing shadow work, making sure that you guys are also equally taking time to take care of yourself. Like, shadow work is definitely a very important part of this process. However, if all you're doing is shadow work, then you kind of get stuck in the clouds sometimes and thinking like all your life is a misery. And it's like, you have to sometimes walk away from that from a little while and bring yourself back to the ground. And that way, then you can also integrate what it is that you've learned on this journey and what it is that you have healed and overcome. And that's something that's coming through for you here, okay? Now, where are they on their decision? They have a choice. They have a decision to make, and they're not really ready to make it. I'm just going to tell you guys that too. They're not really ready to make it. There's a lot of... So I am just going to say there's a lot of sexual energy here. Okay, a lot of sexual energy, and we'll get into reason why, but that is what's coming up here. And the duality of, should I stay or should I go? Like, they're definitely stuck in this energy of like, do I stay where I'm at or do I leave and become something better? Or, you know, it's like a fear of making the wrong choice, a fear of doing the wrong thing, of making a mistake. And so the fear of what could happen is what's keeping them stuck where they are. And so it's, I mean, either way, they're going to learn their lesson. Okay, so if they stay where they're at or if they decide to make a change, they're going to learn their lesson. Either way. But your person right now is in this energy of like, I don't really know what to do. I don't really know where to go. I don't really know what to say. I don't really know what's right. And it's because in their lives, I think that they really believe that all the decisions that they made have been the wrong decisions. But you don't make a wrong decision. Even if you make a wrong decision, it's a step in the right direction because you have to learn whatever comes with that decision. And it's like, even if you'd made a different decision, there would have still been a lesson or something to take away from that other decision. And sometimes we get so stuck in that energy, like we can't move forward from it. And that's where they're currently at right now. But they're very, very much in the sexual energy. I feel like a lot of the masculine energy is dealing with this overcoming of the sleeping around and having multiple partners and being single and free and just doing whatever they want, whenever they want, with whomever they want. Okay, and that's just something that I've noticed a lot for the collective masculines. But if that is you, it's just something that we need to overcome because it's become a societal belief that that is the way that life should be. Okay? So, your obstacles that you need to overcome are your perception. It's like you're seeing things from that slanted view of, again, I keep getting drawn back to that energy of, like everything is wrong in my life. I did everything wrong. And you guys don't actually realize how much you're mirroring one another. And you truly are. Okay, you truly are. And there's a need to be willing to open up and to flow through this energy, to flow through what's going on right now. And sometimes it's hard. Like sometimes what you're dealing with is really, really overwhelming and difficult. I can't. So look at this. Okay. We have the Hangman in the reverse, clarified by the Hangman in the upright. Okay, so that's Source saying that basically once you guys change the way that you view how things are happening, like it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's happening for your highest good. Like even if it sucks, right? That's them saying that you guys are then going to be more comfortable with what direction you're going on your journey. And you're not going to be so worried about what it is that people are offering you on the journey anymore. You're going to be more centered in your own self. That's a beautiful clarification there, though. That's just them saying, like, this really does have to do with the way that you view things. This really does have to do with the way that you see the world around you. This really does have to do with that even though things are hard right now, can you overcome that? Can you be more centered in positivity? Can you do something that's going to bring you into a state of self-love and self-care and self-nurturing? Because it's those things that help us directly connect with Source. You know, Source is a high vibrational energy, the highest. And so in order for us to connect with our intuition and with Source energy, we have to find ways to get our vibration higher. And so if you're constantly in this fear, driven energy, it's hard to be in that higher energy. It's hard to be in that love energy. It's hard to be in that place of balance and stability within self. And so that's definitely something that they're pointing out here. Trusting the process is coming through very strongly for you. Trusting that there is good and there is enlightenment in what's going on here. It's just that maybe you're not able to see that yet. You know, it's like the road is foggy ahead, or it's just not clear what's necessary, or there's too many turns on the road. You can't see what's coming next, and it's kind of scary. You know, but it's about allowing yourself to surrender to what comes next, whether that's with your job or with current relationships or even with this situation, you know, whatever it is. Can you change your perspective on it and say, you know, even though it's not what I want it to be, it's what it has to be right now in order for me to be who I'm meant to be, you know, and that helps you guys alter the way that you approach this connection. That helps you alter the way that you approach all of life. You know, if say you get a flat tire on the way to work, instead of being like, everything always happens to me, being like, oh, well, maybe this kept me from getting into a really bad accident, or maybe I needed to miss something right at first at work so that I wasn't going to get caught up in something. You know, it's like you just have to see it from the outside view, right? From the outside looking in. You guys don't always see that because it feels so personal. It feels so directed at self or directed at you. And so that's something that's coming through very much here. And that's something that I think many people have to overcome on this journey. And that's okay. That's okay. It's just a part of this journey. Okay. What obstacles do they still need to overcome? Promiscuity. It's written right here in the cards. Third-party situations, sleeping around, having too many decisions. You know, again, it was matching this first card here. It's like decisions. They have a decision to make. But it's like that's the obstacle that they need to overcome is promiscuity. Their side of the reading is riddled with romantic pain and frustration, brokenheartedness, and because of that, not being able to commit. They have a lack of commitment coming through very strongly here. Let's get a clarifying card for this one. And it's difficult for them to see things from a different perspective as well. Yeah. Broken home. So they're dealing with right now the lack of being able to nurture their body, because when they connect with somebody physically, it helps them ground into reality. And that's also something that you're fighting, is grounding yourself into physical reality, because you're stuck in your mind. And they're stuck in their broken heart, and they're not able to ground themselves to see that, you know, maybe you didn't fall in love the way that you thought you were meant to because there was something better. And that's hard for them right now to see. And so they're dealing with this wound, and it's like I keep seeing this animal licking their wounds. Like it's kind of sad but true. It's like they're licking their wounds. They were hurt. They were unsatisfied with the way things turned out, and so it's like they're just stuck licking their wounds, and in doing so, it's like they're living this life that isn't even actually them. But there's nothing that any of us can do about it. Like, there's no amount of cards that I can draw that would say, oh, if you did this, it would trigger this. No, like, that's not how it works, because this is all about free will. They have a choice here. They have a choice to either learn from this or to stay stuck in it. And that's completely up to them. That has nothing to do with you. Even on your journey, if you choose to heal every aspect of your journey, that's beautiful. Right? But just because you choose to heal every aspect of their journey, they still have free will. They could not, even if you have. And so that's, again, part of the twin flame journey is all about surrendering to that. It's not just about surrendering to the connection. It's surrendering to the fact of being okay if you do or you don't, you know. And that is a hard place to come from. That is upsetting in reality. So growth that still needs to happen to you, I feel like taking responsibility for yourself is coming through very loud and clear here. It's like you need to take responsibility for your actions. You need to take responsibility for your healing. You need to take responsibility for the things that are happening instead of reacting to responding to those things, you know, and that's going to be very important for you on the journey moving forward. And making sure too that you're not spending time spying on this person, right? Like you could very well be spying on this person. You could very well be you know, putting in a lot of time and energy and seeing what it is that they're doing, and that's actually preventing you from going forward on your journey, because it's like you're nursing old wounds too. It's like reopening them, yeah, because you're so hurt. Like you both are romantically frustrated because of the lack of commitment with this connection. Both of you guys are. And for you to transform means that you have to give up the things that you've been doing all along. It means you have to start doing things differently. So all you're doing is checking on this person, watching this person, and seeing where it is that they're at, you know, hoping that they're going to give you some sign, you know. Oh, I read between the lines. You know what? There is no between the lines here. And even if there is, that's not going to change anything. The only reason they're doing that is to keep you coming back, right? Bloodstone is all about grounding yourself and finding protection. You know, it's a green stone with these red flecks in it, which is why it's called the bloodstone. It's like connected with your blood, but it's necessary to cleanse yourself and to ground yourself. It's so important to ground yourself. This is also a stone that can be used for the heart center. You know, but more importantly, it is a protection stone, and it's like protecting yourself from these would-be, could-be, shoulda-be's, right? It's like allowing yourself to see things for what is, you know. And I can't remember if the bloodstone is the one that also clears technological energies, so that could be what's coming through here. If it is, for me to want to bring it up, it means that Source wants to talk about it, is that you may need to cleanse your energy of that overbearing energy that's coming from technology, right? And as you do that, it's like going to allow you to see things from a different place, and that will ultimately help you heal yourself. But the thing is that, yeah, you both are definitely hurt because of the lack of connection, the commitment in this connection. Like both of you guys want it so badly, but neither one of you guys are actually willing to do the work right now in this moment that it takes. And I'm not here to hurt your feelings. Again, it is coming up clear. And it's like you don't want to take on the responsibility that's necessary to heal from what has happened in the past, either between the two of you or with another relationship that you had, whether that's early childhood or not. Okay? And let's see what growth they still need to happen for them. The same thing, overcoming romantic frustration, heartbreak, hurt, sexual energy, promiscuity. You know, it's interesting that the first three cards that they have are all talking and clarifying promiscuity. You know, they're more in the material mindset. It's like you're not really necessarily in the material mindset. It's like I feel like you guys are more about the let me heal myself kind of journey. It doesn't necessarily, I mean, it's hard for me to say it's not necessarily the spiritual journey. If you guys are interested in twin flames, like you have to be on the spiritual journey. You can't be a twin flame and not be on the spiritual journey. Like that's kind of weird, right? Because it's all about spiritually growing. Yeah, but they're dealing with family hurts. Yeah, and exactly, materialistic things. God, I'm so glad that card came out. It was exactly clarifying what I was saying. You know, my pulpess in reverse, she talks about all things material. Like you're concerned with your appearance on the outside rather than, sorry about the train, guys. It's like right there. I can see it out my window. That's how close it is. It is really insane. But I feel like that's a confirmation of what I was saying. It's like, you know, they're more concerned with how they appear to people. So if maybe you're not the type that they usually go after, it doesn't mean that you're not their type. It means that they have put themselves into a box saying, I have to have somebody that's blonde hair, blue-eyed, Barbie doll size, whatever it is, right? Unrealistic. Like what I'm trying to say, you could be that, okay? And I'm not saying, but it's an unrealistic expectation. So even if you do match that, it's like you're still not in their high idealism of what they think they want. And that's the thing. It's like, and it's because they're so concerned with how the outside world sees them. and portrays them. And that's not what this is about. And that's not what any of life is about. But no one can convince you otherwise until you're ready to hear it, right? Like, you can tell somebody until you're blue in the face from telling them. But if they're not ready to hear it, they're not going to listen. They're not going to understand. It's going to be something that just kind of over their head. And I feel like that's a huge part of the spiritual journey. But it comes from family. Like, for them, it comes from family because that's what their family believes. Yeah, we have some clarifying cards. Again, the Knight of Wands coming out in the reverse. And that's the card that we're on here, is the Knight of Wands in the reverse. And it's just showing here that, you know, they'd rather be a player. They'd rather be a sex fiend. They'd rather have all these people so that they don't have to take home what they don't think that their family would accept, right? So this person is more concerned with what their family accepts. And if you don't fit into that bubble of what mom says that they have to have or what dad says that they have to have, until they realize that, well, I have the hiccups, this is their life to live, they're always going to keep chasing tail. Like, it's like, I'm going to chase tail. I'm going to chase these unrealistic women. I'm going to chase these women who don't want to settle down, because that means that I don't have to take them home. And when I don't have to take them home, then I don't have to explain myself to my family of why I don't have somebody that they think I need to be with. You know, when parents are like, you need to marry a doctor, or you need to marry a lawyer, or you need to marry somebody, you know, that's famous. It's like these unrealistic expectations that you're putting on someone. How do you know you're even going to meet somebody like that in your lifetime? You can't really say that you are unless you constantly put yourself in situations where you would, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get somebody that's like that, right? It's not how life works. But not everybody believes that. I guess everybody thinks that you have to do the work to get there, and there's much more to this than that. So they're fighting with a broken home, which we talked about. And again, we have family issues coming out with my Eight of Cups in the reverse here, which is in my deck. It's connected to family, you know, and being imposed upon by family, opposing ideas, people who are nosy, people who are sticking their nose where it doesn't belong, trying to tell you what you need to do, right? But it has to do with at-home family energy. So, what will bring your paths closer together? Facing reality. Facing the reality of where you're at on your journey. That will bring your paths closer together. Being willing, again, to take responsibility for where you're at on your journey. And I feel like that's the main message that's coming through for your reading, is taking responsibility for where you're at on your journey. And that's been really hard for you. Why do I get the feeling that you're the person, okay? And again, I'm not here to call you out, but sometimes we need to hear what we need to hear in order for us to take accountability. So you might not know that you're doing this, but I do get this energy that you're the person that said, okay, what do I need to do to get my twin flame? And you went and did all those things, but it didn't work for you. And now you're miserable. And it's interesting, we have the Ten of Cups in the reverse on the bottom. Yeah. And it broke your heart. And so it's not working for you. And facing reality means that you have to become so sound in yourself and be okay with yourself. You know, we have the Three of Coins and the Queen of Cups coming out here, both in the upright. You have connections that you have to make before this connection will come together. And you have to learn how not to give your cup away to the first person that comes around. I mean, you could be waiting on this person, but I feel like in the fear of not getting this person, you also are hoping that your soulmate is the next person that you're going to meet. And that's the energy here that they're showing me, is that you have to be willing to stand so firm in your intuitive knowing and your intuitive self, and being okay with building connections that are actually away from this person, right? Because then you'll be able to understand what it is to be independent of this person. There's a lot of codependency issues that are being made present here, not only with you, but with their side. And those are things that you have to heal in order to come together. You know, you're not completing each other. You're two wholes that are coming together that are creating a whole new path. And that's the thing, but you're still individuals. You're not one half of a whole and coming together to create a whole. Like, that's not how this works. You're your own person. They're their own person. And in order to come together, you guys create a whole nother energy together. Okay, and that's the thing. And it's like, but separately, you guys still need to be strong enough to support your journey and your path and your purpose as you go, right? You have to be able to do that. And so they want you to focus truly on your purpose. They want you to focus on your path ahead of you, and they want you to really build connections, because I feel like that's an important thing for you. But facing reality and not being so defensive to people who are coming into your life. I feel like it's like if somebody asks you out, you're like, oh yeah, like I said, you give yourself openly and freely. But then when things don't necessarily go the way that you want, it's like this energy of being, oh, they're not my twin flame, and I knew things were going to be like that. And it's like, not everybody is a sexual connection. Not everybody is a romantic connection. Can you be okay with creating business connections? Can you be okay with creating friend connections? Can you be okay with creating beautiful connections that will last a lifetime, that aren't necessarily romantic connections? Okay. And what do you need to avoid if you want to meet this person in the future? You need to avoid, this is interesting. Where do you want to go with this? Because this is interesting. This is the card that talks about connecting with Source, okay? And it's like, you don't want to avoid connecting with Source, but I think, okay, let me just get a clarifying card, because I feel like I know where they want to go with this. It's just an interesting place to have it, but at the same time, okay, I get what you're going. Okay, so what they're saying is that what you want to avoid is not using your intuition. Okay, like if you guys aren't using your intuition in this and you're relying more on, say, readings, okay, like just an example, you're here, I'm not saying it's a bad thing or it's a good thing, it just is you here, okay, it's fine, whatever. But what they're saying is that if you guys meet them and then you refer to pick a card readings online to give you the answer that you're looking for, while not sitting with Source, not asking Source, not asking your spirit guides, not asking your angels, whatever it is that you pray to, even your higher self, okay, your intuition. You're letting someone else tell you what to do. And that's what they're saying. It's like, it's okay to look for guidance. There is stability in looking for guidance, but more so, you need to use readings as a source of clarifying and understanding yourself, rather than hoping they'll predict the future and find you what you want from the future. And that's what they're pointing out here. It's just an interesting place to put it at, because this is talking about finding clarity and letting go of the things that leave you broken and stranded. And that's the thing. It's like they want you to really rely on spending time with them, like Source, right? With the connection with you and understanding, is this truly what's meant for you? Because ultimately, as humans, okay, like I'm just gonna say this, only a fool thinks they know everything. So if you guys are sitting there like, you don't know my twin, you don't know, you know what, you're right, I don't. And I'm not gonna say that I do. I could tell you what the cards say, right? And the cards never lie. All right, like let me tell you this, the cards never lie, but the interpretations will change per person, okay? That's why it's a continual study. This is a continual learning process, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, whoever this is resonating with, you have to do what I say. Like, no, it's up to you to use your intuition. It's up to you to use your discernment and your free will. Like, doing everything that a tarot reader says means that you guys are not willing to sit with Source and to learn what Source has for you. And I know that can be difficult. Like, guys, I've been there. I've been obsessed with tarot readings. It's one of the reasons that got me into tarot. And then when I started practicing tarot, it was like a whole nother ball game for me. Like, I was like, oh, wow, I did not realize what was going on with my life. And, you know, you have to keep in mind that these are general readings. So I'm not just connecting with you. I'm connecting with whoever else is watching this. And that's pre-recorded. Yeah, I'm still connecting with that energy. It's who's ever driven to this video is who it's going to, you know, connect with in some way, shape, or form. And so that's what they're saying. It's like really relying on your intuition here and finding stability in yourself, because if you guys are just searching for like the material side of things, or if you're just searching for the 3D manifestation of things, like you guys actually could end up hurting yourselves or breaking your hearts even further. So they want you to avoid that. Okay. This is interesting. What they'll find attractive about you. We have the Devil. you guys are going to be like their Achilles heel. Okay, and that's what they're going to find attractive about you. It's like they're thinking when they meet you, they think that you guys are going to be exactly like as they were. Like, you get everybody you want, you sleep with whoever you want, like all these things, and that's not true. Like, it's not true. Like, you are very comfortable and stable in who you are, and you're willing to stand firm in that, but they don't see it that way. They're just very attracted to how grounded you are and how you're letting go of things that maybe are toxic for you, and that's including them. Like, maybe they realized they were some kind of toxic connection in your life and you let them go, and that's an attraction for you. It's the fact that you're finding balance in your journey in itself. Yeah. So they think you're brutal. Okay, like, this is interesting. They really think that you're brutal and heartless, and I think that you're not. Like, I think that you're going to come into this energy of taking care of yourself, and again, like we were talking about before, is like really learning how to love yourself. And it's like they've never met anybody that's willing to learn, like, love themselves on a whole level, like unconditionally accept and love and cherish yourself. And you're gonna get there. Like, it's a process, right? Like, when falling in love with yourself is a lifetime adventure. But the more you fall in love with yourself, they think that you're brutal, and they think that you're narcissistic, and they think that, like, you're rude and ruthless, but it's like something that attracts them to you. Like, this is a very interesting energy to be attracted to. And they're intrigued by that. They think that you're the narcissist, right? And you're not. Okay, like, we all have narcissistic tendencies, we do, but they're really intrigued by the fact that it's like you need no one. That's what I'm trying to go for. Like, you need no one. And that's what's so alluring to them, is like, holy crap, pile 2, they don't need anybody. They don't need anybody in their life. They don't want anybody in their life. Like, they're just concerned about themselves. And it's very egotistical, but you're not even egotistical. It's like you're very nurturing and loving and kind. But because you love yourself so much, sometimes it comes across as selfish to other people, because they don't know how to do that. They've been told to put everybody before themselves, and you say no to everybody else and put yourself first. So you're going to come into this energy of being like, basically they're going to ask you for something, and like I said, that's as long as you stay away from this not trusting you. Like, you have to trust yourself. You got to stay away from listening to other people. Okay, you got to trust your intuition. You got to trust yourself. You got to trust what guidance you're getting. And when you do that, you're going to learn to say no to them in situations that you haven't been able to say no to before. And they're going to be like, wow, pile 2, like, that's my jam. That's my bread and butter. Like, you said no to me when no one else could. Because this person really thinks that they're God's gift to man, God's gift to woman. Okay, and they have a very high egotistical energy about them. I want to get a clarifying card for this next card, because what you'll find attractive to them about them, and it's like that they don't take risks. Like, that's kind of weird. Like, I think you'd want a risk taker, but maybe because they're so stable. Let's get a clarifying card for this. Can I please have a clarifying card for this next card, Source? Yeah, that one. Okay, yeah, because they're so stable. Yeah, because they're stable. It's like I can't make this up. All coins cards coming out for this, guys. All coins cards. It's because they don't take risks with their money. Like, they know what they want to do. It's not a risk for them when they go to the next level with their money, when they go to the next level with their coin. This person's going to be very stable financially, and yes, that's not necessarily something to be attractive to, but it has nothing to do with their actual money. It has to do with the fact that you realize that they want to support you in ways that you've never been supported before. Okay, like, that's what's attractive. Like, they want to help you. They want to take you to dinner, and they want to buy you dinner. They don't want to do Dutch, and they don't want you to pay. Like, they want to buy you dinner, and it's like you've always had to buy dinner, or you've always had to do everything. And with them, like, you don't have to. And they never ask. They never ask. They always ask. Like, when you're hanging out, it's like they ask you, are you hungry? And they don't ask you to pay. They ask, are you hungry? And they go and they pay for it. And they take you where you want to go. They're not like, oh, well, we're only going to go here. You know, like when people are like not willing to budge on what they want to do because they don't want to try anything new, or they're so scared that they're going to have to get something that they don't like. They're not about that. Excuse me, guys. And that's just attractive to you. It's attractive that they take care of themselves in a way that they're stable. Like, that's what's attractive. They're stable. And yeah, I know it's a material thing, but it's different. It's not coming across as being greedy and materialistic. Like, this is different. This is like, you've always had to take care of somebody. You're the one that's always had to extend the coin. You're the one that's always had to say, if you wanted to hang out, you're the one that's always paying. And with them, it's not like that. So when they ask you to hang out, and keeping in mind too that they're not expecting anything from you when they hang out with you, they just want to hang out with you. Okay, like, that's what you find attractive about them. It's like, oh, they really do just want to hang out with me. Like, they really do just want to spend time with me, and that's very attractive to you. But on top of that, they've got all this other energy going on. So at what point are you two going to meet? When you're both spiritually spent. Like, I feel like you're going to be at the lowest of lows, and they're going to be at the lowest of lows. And the purpose of this, okay, this tells me that quite possibly some of you guys, some of you guys on this journey have not met them yet. Okay, and some of you guys have. Some of you guys know exactly who they are. Okay, but you guys have been in separation. And you guys are going to meet when you're spiritually broken. And the reason being is because there's necessary healing. Yeah. Okay. Whatever that is. There's necessary healing that needs to come through, because I think you both are going to be at a point where you feel like you've healed enough, or you don't need to move to the next level. So for you guys, it's nothing against where you're at. I feel like a lot of you guys are very new to this journey. And it's like really starting out the journey and just hoping, like I said in that beginning, I was getting the feeling like you guys are like, what do I need to do to attract my twin flame? That's a very beginning stages energy. And so you guys will bump into each other, and what'll happen is that you guys will heal it. That heals you, right? Like, it's like you guys bump into each other and you stir up all this fear and all this anxiety and all this worry and everything like that. And then you guys will go and heal, because there's addictions that are coming through. There's things that you guys are holding on to, and addictions can be a pattern of thinking, understanding that it doesn't necessarily have to be a consumption of anything. It could literally be a pattern of thinking. Let me get you some advice cards here. Wow, that is... Hold on, let me see if those are the cards they want for you guys. Can you please have advice for pile number 2, Source? I'd rather them come out one card at a time. Whoa. Okay. So they definitely want those two. I'm going to put these back. Okay. So, they want you guys to overcome your own fears. Okay, so we have... This is such an interesting deck, okay, because there's multiple cards connected to one another. This is a 5 of Swords with the Emperor. We have the 10 of Coins, and we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so it's like they want you guys to find abundance in yourself and not with a physical connection of another person. Yeah, and giving to yourself, and not putting yourself in this position of thinking that just because you didn't have sex or you didn't give this person what they wanted, that that's somehow going against you, because it's not. It's not going against you guys. Like, there's abundance in you guys realizing that you have to take action towards yourself, and taking action towards yourself is to come up into that Emperor energy. And we already had the Emperor come out in the reverse, right? So we have the Emperor over the Emperor here, and it's like just like with the Hangman coming out. And for me, the 5 of Swords talks about, I know it can be about a battle, But in this, it's not talking about a battle. It's overcoming negativity. This is literally you guys finding abundance and overcoming negativity, and then you taking action towards yourself. And that brings you up into this very stable energy. And that's the energy that this person falls in love with. Because again, they're so used to getting what they want with such no effort. Like they have no effort put in, and they get what they want, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to get everything that I want with no effort. And with you, it took effort, whether that was the first time a meeting or the next time that you meet each other. It's like they can't, that's what intrigues them. They have to put in effort, and they can't figure out why. Like, why do I have to put in effort with pile 2? Like, why do I have to put in this effort? I don't understand. Well, that's something that needs to be healed, because they need to understand that they're not going to have their cake and eat it too. Right? And it's going to make them sad, yes, but at the same time, it's going to make you come across from a very, very strong position. And that's what you want. Receive with love and appreciation. Gracious acceptance is a way to show love. Yeah, so you guys are learning how to love yourselves. We have embrace your emotions. Allow your feelings to surface and be accepted with the 18 card here, 9, which is closing cycles. Again, coming back to that, I feel like this is what's been really hard for you guys, is accepting what has happened to you on this journey and being okay with the fact that, like, if you're angry, that's okay. If you're upset, that's okay. If you're mad, that's okay. Like, if you're royally pissed off and feel like you need to tell somebody off, that's okay. I mean, I'm not saying to go and yell at somebody about it, but maybe write it out in a letter. Get it out. You know, like, say the things that you wanted to say, but you never had an opportunity to say. You would be surprised at how healing that truly is. You don't have to sit here in this fear-based energy, right? You don't have to sit here and thinking that because you feel guilty, or you're racked with grief, or you're racked with just pessimism and anger, that feeling that way is wrong. Like, that's part of the human experience. We feel a way. Okay, that's part of being human. You're gonna feel, and to feel means the spectrum of emotions. Yeah, this is part of your soul journey. We have the soul butterfly. 28. Yeah, so experiencing what you experience with this person on this journey is exactly what you're supposed to do. And I feel like there's this energy of feeling upset about that, but it's like you got to start observing the situation from outside of the box. It's like on the outside looking in. Didn't I say that at the beginning of your guys' reading? I'm pretty sure I did. There's this beautiful yellow bird outside. It's yellow and black. Is that? Oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's yellow and black. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It could be a finch. Finches are sometimes yellow and black like that, but it was absolutely gorgeous, guys. So that might mean something to you. Hanging on by a thread. That's what I just heard. Hanging on by a thread. So maybe that's what it is. It's like you guys are hanging on by a thread, and you're actually putting your soul journey on hold because you guys are so wanting to hold on to this, like, so tightly. And that's, you know, it's hard sometimes. It's hard when you have this connection with somebody. It's like, oh, just hope that they see me. Oh, it's not that they haven't seen you or they're not going to see you. They do see you. They know that you're there. They know that you exist. This bird is a trip. He's just chilling. He's hanging on. He's like, hey, what's up, fool? What a trip. He's beautiful. He's making this chittering noise too. Like, he just keeps coming back, guys. So that's okay. That's what they want. You guys keep coming back to this person, and that's what they want you guys to just let it go, to surrender. It's okay to go into solitude for a little while. It's okay for you guys to figure out what's working for you, right? Like, solitude is not isolation. Solitude is just coming into a space and realizing, wow, like, I have to take some time for myself. Like, I have to get away from everyone else. I have to really come into what is good for me, what makes me feel good. And you guys are dealing with generational curses, ancestors, generations. This is also your ancestors coming through saying, we're helping you guys overcome these problems that were passed down from generation to generation. We're helping you let go of the serpents, the hurt, the pain, the things that have kept us bound for so long. But it is going to take time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, right? So it's a beautiful message. I'm going to draw some cards from my own deck here. Okay. Wow, let me turn this the other way. Can't get over that bird. That was crazy. He was just chilling, guys. Birds are always, they always fly around where I'm at. Birds and fish, guys, like those are the two things. I feel like I need to mention that on this reading for you guys. So that could be something that resonates with you guys. You guys could have some encounters with certain animals. You're just kind of like, whoa, that's strange. And so the purpose of that is to look and see what the meaning of those animals is. And when you do that, there could be some kind of message that comes through from that. They rejected you because the divine was protecting you. So yeah, they rejected you because this was a protection for you guys. You didn't want to get tangled up in this person's BS. Like I said, like they're very promiscuous. They're very sexual energy coming through here. And that could have been something that was going to end badly for you. I apologize. I need a drink, guys. I'm really thirsty. My dog like chewed up the, you can't really see it, and she got a hold of my water bottle when I was out in the car one day. Crazy. Not my old one, my new one. It says the world has become lonely and dark since you walked away from me. Yeah, so there's some energy coming in here where you guys left, you had to, or you will, and that hurt them, but it's not for you guys to do it in a vicious way. It's like, again, that solitude energy coming through. It's like, I have to so that I can protect myself. Like, I have to protect myself, and that's what they want you to do. I love you, but you scare me. All of my triggers are present when you are near, especially the ones I'm not ready to face. Yeah, it's like neither one of you guys want to come into this energy of realizing and facing those fears. And like I said, I feel like there's some energy coming through with you guys that you didn't realize you were dealing with some of the fears that you were dealing with, but there is some thing that's coming through, not wanting to face reality. It's almost like, oh, well, they rejected me because I'm not good enough. No, they rejected you because the divine was protecting you. And like, that is so apparent here in this reading. If I knew then what I know now, we would be somewhere else together entirely. Yeah, so they're not yet ready to take accountability for their mistakes. I didn't do this for pile 1. Please don't tell pile 1. But I'm going to get some other messages coming out here. These are just channeled messages, guys. Like, I know it's not a pretty bag or anything like that, but there's, oh, okay, so that's a lot. You want those? Yep, okay, and that one. Shh, don't tell pile 1, guys. This is special for you guys. Take back your power. Yeah, okay, so you guys need to take back your power from this connection. This will help you guys on your journey. That's what you want. You want to be sound in your journey. Go within, your answers are waiting. This is, again, confirmation of what I was saying. They don't want you guys to just rely on tarot readers, or they don't want you guys to rely on outside information. They want you guys to really rely on your intuition. And you might be saying, but you're a tarot reader. You know what? If my job and my journey and my service to the collective is to come in and remind you guys of how powerful you are, and that's what I do, then I have done exactly what the divine sent me to do, okay? You're paddling upstream. Resistance. Yeah, your resistance is in this connection, right? Like, you're resisting letting go. You're resisting surrendering to it. And like, I even talked about that earlier. It's like, no, it has to be that person. Well, again, like with that connection to your intuition, it's like sometimes that person came just to bring in a sense of healing. So you guys had a yes or no question. The answer is no. I don't know. They did not tell me what the question was, so there's too many different kinds of questions coming through. Sometimes I will hear the question and I'll tell you guys what I heard. And it might not resonate with all of you guys, but there are some that come through and I'll hear them. But yeah, you guys had a lot of yes or no questions, and the answer right now to the most prominent one is no. And that's okay. Remember, rejection is God's protection. Your ancestors are guiding you. What was I saying? What did I just say? I can't with you guys. I love it. I love it. I'm over it, guys. It's amazing. So cool. I'm obsessed out of codependency. Didn't I talk about there's codependent energy here? Especially with the devil coming out here. It's like there's a lot of codependency energy coming through here, guys. And that's not something you want to really get involved in. It's like you're trying to heal that. Why would you go back to something you're trying to heal? You're upon a breakthrough. Yes, yes, yes. So something is coming that's going to help you guys overcome the hurt and the pain that's here. And That's a good thing. Like, you guys want to overcome that. So let's get one of these Sacred Rebel healing cards. These are beautiful cards for healing. Such great guidance. You know, I had a hard time bringing these onto my readings because I actually use these cards for myself. I do a lot of my own readings for myself. So yeah, I'm one of those readers. But while I'm getting one of these, guys, you know, if this reading is resonating with you, hit that thumbs up button down below and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I am going to be doing a focus on love readings coming up. It's not something I wanted to do, however, been called to do it. And I can't question the divine. The divine has greater plans than I am aware of. And so, yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of love readings. And I will also be opening myself up to one other reading. I'm not yet sure if I'm going to mention it yet. So just keep an eye out. If you guys set that notification bell, you'll always know when the readings do come out. I do not do these every day because these are elite readings. And they're very, very, very in-depth. And they're very detailed readings. And to do these every day, I think I would die. Okay, I'm just saying, because it's exhausting. Power of Attraction, number 13. And look at the picture on here, guys. So you have this beautiful woman and man here, and it's like attracting each other. And I'm going to read a little bit about this one before we get into the actual card that you guys got. Went too far. There is such wonder awaiting you. There are so many beautiful adventures and so much magic yet to be. Can you keep your heart open to what is coming towards you without surrendering your experience of this moment by becoming too future-oriented? You see, there is magic in this moment too. There is something arising within you out of the depths of your being. In this process, there is a shift in environment, both internal and external. A fertility is being stimulated. This is your time to play with that fertility, to conceive, create, and embark upon the process of transformation with an open mind and heart. You may not know where it is going to lead. All you need to know is that it will be wonderful and exactly perfectly what is needed. Beyond that, allow the energy of fertile growth and abundance to now flow so naturally and richly within you and around you, simply to be. And we had upon a breakthrough coming through, which is beautiful energy. And then we have seeing the true you. Excellent. Let's see here. Number 29, which is 11. And 11 is all about spiritual growth, right? Let me hold this up to you. I love these cards. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Sometimes we believe what others tell us we are. And before I even get into that, isn't that exactly what they want you guys to avoid, is listening to outside sources, okay? As though the self we reflected back to us through their eyes is the truth, yet the accuracy of a reflection depends on the clarity of that which is doing the reflecting. If the receiver forms any opinion about what is perceived, then what is reflected back to us will at best be distorted. It is not necessarily through ill will, it is just the mechanics of the situation. Even the moon reflects the sun in varying degrees of fullness and clarity. We can learn something of the nature of the sun from the moon, but not as much through direct perception. This oracle has come to you because you've been putting rather too much faith in the reflections of others have in you. Didn't I say that? Like, because they reject you, you're feeling not worthy enough. And that's what they're trying to bring up here again. To the point that you might not be honoring all that you are and all that you are becoming because you believe too little of yourself. There may be those around you that are able to reflect you more faithfully and even help you see more of your own greatness and beauty. These are souls blessed with inner stillness. In the clear waters of their ocean of consciousness, you can come to recognize yourself with clear perception. However, there are those who have not tended their own ocean and are unable to see enough to genuinely receive and reflect your light back to you. There's no judgment here. Each takes the path of self-healing. This is available and appropriate at any given time. However, to attempt the magnificence of a sun in a very partial moon doesn't make too much sense. If you are blessed with those in your life who can show you the beauty within you, wonderful. Even so, this oracle comes to you with a task that you are ready for now. You are to begin to develop the art of direct perception. This is the ability to recognize yourself not only in the eyes of others, but from how you feel about yourself, how you experience yourself, and how you observe yourself with compassion and kindness from within. This is a step towards radical empowerment that does not require perfection in order for you to recognize that you are lovable and have much to offer. It is empowerment based on the acceptance of all that you are, working with your strengths, tending to your weaknesses, and being loving, encouraging, and nurturing of all that you perceive. As you continue on this journey, you will not only see your human self, but the eternal within you. This is a breathtaking experience that opens you up to the creative energy that flows abundantly through all of life. It is an experience that takes great preparation, because we must be strong within our own self-love and acceptance to hold acceptance for all of life. This oracle is nudging you to be that preparation for when you have that experience of truly beholding yourself. All judgment and fear and self-doubt will fall away, and you will just know yourself to be sacred, and then you will be asked to embrace the deeper journey of sacred rebellion against judgment and fear, and into passionate creativity and unconditional trust in life. Isn't that everything that I was saying? It's just a beautiful way to sum up your reading, guys. Like, this is absolutely wondrous. You see there's this teacup back here on this lily. She's on this couch watching herself in the reflection. It's like, again, seeing yourself through the eyes of others and knowing that what's being reflected is something that we see in ourselves. Yes. But is that a clear perception of what it is that we're seeing? And that's so important to remember, because sometimes if people aren't tending to themselves, you're going to see some ugly parts being reflected back to you. But it's not that you're not a being of love and light. It's because they too are it's like projection. They're projecting onto you themselves, okay? And that fear that you're bringing up within them. I love you guys. I'm sending you out prayers of courage and hope and compassion for self, and knowing that you guys are wondrous as you are, and keep to your journey and being true to yourself. Not true to this person, be true to yourself, because that's the most important thing for you on your journey. I hope that this helps you guys, and until next time, I will see you guys with love and light. Bye. Welcome, pile 3. So for those of you that chose the zebra jasper, okay, this pile is for you. Just keep in mind that energy is fluid, so if you feel like what I'm saying for them resonates more with you, then take it that way. Again, you guys know your situation better than I do. These are general readings. However, they are very, very much in depth. So I do ask that if it does resonate with you, you guys give me a thumbs up down below. Let me know in the comments as well. And set that notification bell so you guys always know when the next video does come out. I do take some time before I do post another one of these videos, because it takes some time to do the healing from them, right? So without further ado, I already have your cards drawn. I'm going to go ahead and get into it, guys. We'll find out what it is together and see what's going on with your reading, okay? Hold on just a second. Okay, so let's get into it, guys. Let's see what's going on. I apologize. This is a massive spread, so give me just a minute to get it all out. Man, well, I don't know. I can't say that right now, because I want some positive information here. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Some of these readings have been very, very, very heavy, and I'm just waiting for some more positive energy to come out here. So, okay. Alright, let's get into it, guys. So, where are you at on your journey? You're dealing with some kind of grief. It has left you speechless and catatonic and upset, and this could be a realization. This could actually be dealing with the death of a loved one, which, if that is the case, I am so, so sorry. Like, that is definitely hard grief to get through, and it is understandable that you're in this place right now. So, but whatever it is that you guys are dealing with, even if it's grief of a broken heart or just a realization of some kind of lesson on your journey, none of it's easy. None of it's easy. Grief is still grief. So, you know, guys, and I know people might not think that way, but it is. You know, we grieve in our ways, and we all have certain things that we go through. So right now, though, there's an instability. It feels like it's just not even worth your time to get up and move. And this could be something that has happened just either in the present past or in the past, and it's just really broken your heart, and It feels like you're carrying the world on your shoulders, and it feels like you guys are not willing to move forward into the future because the past has been so difficult. It's almost like, why bother? It's like everything from the past is just going to happen again in the future, so why bother? Like, that's the energy that's coming through here. And what they're pointing out here is that where you are is you guys are actually facing generational curses right now. So if this is whatever it is, okay, I'm just going to say that because you guys know your situation. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, this is something that family members prior to you have dealt with as well, and they have not been able to overcome it. So if it is grief of the loss of a loved one, it's like you're dealing with that now too, because it's something that people in your family haven't, it's like basically when it's happened, their whole lives have shut down. And you guys can start to find the patterns that come with that. So if you guys stop and take some time to really observe, you know, your mom or your dad or your auntie and your uncle, or you know, whoever it is in your family, if you start to observe patterns in your family, you're going to see, oh, wow, this is something that they weren't able to overcome. And if it's happened again, it's a trigger for those same people, unless it was one of those people. And that's just that's the cycle, guys. Like, it's unfortunate, but that's the cycle. If it's heartbreak, it's something that you've had to deal with in regards to heartbreak. Yeah, somebody's flame got snuffed out. That sounds so, it sounds rude, and I'm sorry, it's not meant to be rude. It's not. It's just that my candle has been burning this entire time, and it just went out. Let me see if I can get it lit again. It doesn't want to light. There's nothing wrong with it. It's... This is seriously interesting. It won't light again. I don't know. So I guess I'll leave that and see if I can light it later, but no, it's like life ended. Like, that's what it was. So, and again, that doesn't necessarily have to be literal. It could be metaphorical in some sense, right? And either way, there's just this energy of not being able to deal with where you're at. Okay. So what you don't understand or see right now is that you are actually mirroring your person. Okay. And it's like, where are they on their journey? They're in a place of not healing and not wanting to deal with what's in front of them. And they don't want to listen to their intuition. And they're not able to blend their past into their future right now. And it's like you guys are actually mirroring each other, not wanting to look at each other right now because of whatever is standing in front of both of you guys is so massive that it's taking up all your attention. It's like, even though you're thinking about your person, they might not necessarily be in the forefront. And it could be grief from your person. Like, your person could have broke your heart, and that's the grief that you're dealing with right now. Because when you have a connection that's this deep, it leaves you feeling like nothing in the world can ever be right again. And there's this need for you both for you especially, to find stability, for your person to find change. And I'm not telling you this so that you can go and tell them, hey, you need to change. Like, no, I'm telling you this so that you understand that it's up to them to determine if they're ready to change or not. There's nothing that you can say to do that, okay? And I feel like that has been something I've had to say across all these piles, like, because it's like easy for us to go and tell another person what they need to do, and what's hard is for us to do what we know we need to do. And in this is for you to find stability and be able to transform your grief into something that is like fuel for your journey, and using that to push you forward into what it is that you want from this journey. And that is so important here, okay? Very, very, very important. And it's hard. This is a difficult place, right? Obstacles that you need to overcome. Karmic. Controlling a situation, feeling like you have control over any situation, and when you don't, feeling like your life is about to fall apart, right? So this could very well be for some of you guys trying to control this connection, trying to control some aspect of your life that you actually have no control over. You know, the most controlling people are the most out of control people. And I'm not telling you that to make you upset. I'm telling you that because when we realize that, we understand that the only thing that we truly have control over is how we show up ourselves. Not the situations and circumstances that are around us, but truly ourselves. And that's the only thing that we have control over. And that's the only thing that we can focus on. And that's the only thing that we can actually bring to the table, right? Everything outside of that is beyond our control, and nothing we do can control that. And so that's what they're saying here. It's like, this is a huge obstacle for you, because I feel like you guys have had instances, maybe neglect, or maybe you guys were the ones that stepped up and took care of your family. And maybe you were the ones that it was easy for you to control situations that were so out of control for other people that naturally you built up this emotional belief that I have to control everything outside of me, because it's the only way that things are going to fall into place. You know, what's that saying? Like, if you want anything done right, you got to do it yourself. Like, that's the energy that I'm getting from you. And that is being tested in this moment with something that is completely outside of your control. And I feel like that's why the grief is so heavy on you right now, is because whatever is outside of your control is leaving you in this state of panic, because it's like, I don't know what to do. I'm hurt. I'm suffering. I'm sad. I'm overwhelmed. And I'm not able to overcome this. And that's leaving you in a state of panic, because it's not usual for you. Like, usually you're the one that's strong. You're the one that stands up and takes care of everyone else. And right now, no one's coming forward and taking care of you, let alone you're not able to take care of yourself because you don't know what to do. And because of that, it's just something that's being brought to the forefront for you guys to focus on. What you need to overcome is realizing sometimes you have to surrender. In fact, in most cases on this journey, you have to surrender, whether that's a spiritual journey or just the betterment journey, whatever place you're on this journey, it doesn't matter. This is asking you, Source is asking you to surrender to a greater power, to surrender to trusting the process, to surrender to the fact that this is a karmic cycle for you. So there are other controlling people in your family that have not learned how to control this. And now you're trying to deal with this and overcome this. And this is a generational pattern that's coming through here. Okay. Obstacles that your person needs to overcome: being secretive. Okay. And being stuck in, this is what's so interesting. It's like they're secretive, but they're stuck in a situation where they're being controlled by someone. Okay. And that's not you. That's not you. It's that you're mirroring that right now. It's like you guys, you think of the twin flame situation. It's like a teeter-totter, right? And so when one's up, one is down. When one's down, one is up, right? And so it's this constant back and forth. And the purpose of is to get to this place where there's balance in the center and no one is up and down. Everyone is just equal, right? Like, but that's not how it starts. It starts like this, and then it goes like this, and then it goes like this. And we try to make our way back towards each other, right? In this way to balance. And so that's what's going on here. And so they're dealing with someone who is controlling and keeping them in a situation that is not, it's not good. It's not good. It's not fun. It's not a place of balance for them. Okay. And so they're trying to figure out how to deal with that. But I think more than anything, they're keeping secrets from everybody. I feel like this is something that weighs very heavily on their heart. I feel like it keeps them from taking steps and actions towards the journey that they're meant to be on. And they're aware of that, but they're not, they're in the same place. They're like you. I don't know how to overcome it. I don't know how to let go. I don't know how to say no. So this person's a people pleaser. And I feel like you're the one that just takes over. It's not that you're not a people pleaser. The codependency that you have is that everybody relies on you. And that makes you feel like you're in control of something that you're really not. Okay. And that also puts you in a position where no one's going to help you when you need help, which I feel like is where you're at right now. Excuse me. So, oh, that's such an interesting thing. Just interesting. It's like you have this energy of balance that's needing to come through. For you, it's about changing your perspective. And for them, it's about bringing balance into the situation. All about harmonizing opposites, right? And that's not anything that you can teach them how to do. But for you, you can change your perspective. You can look at the situation from a much higher perspective, a place of unconditional love, and saying that it's not your job, pile 3, it is not your job to take care of everybody. And that's not always an easy place to come from, especially when it's easy for you to know what it is that everybody has to do to be successful, right? But that's not your job. That's between them and Source. That's between them and their God. That's between them and the universe and their higher self, whatever, okay? What your job is to take care of you. That is your first and foremost job. Self-love, self-care, knowing when to say no, saying yes to yourself, saying no to other people. Like, these are important things, and learning that things that are outside of you How can you come into a space of centeredness to where things outside of you are happening? It does not upset the inner peace that you have, because that's too high of a price, okay? So growth, it still needs to happen for you. You guys need to, so I heard be your own hero. You guys are expecting someone to come in and swoop in and save you like you save everyone else, and that's just not going to happen here. I don't actually know why I'm shuffling these. I didn't do that on any of the other piles, but they wanted me to shuffle. You guys need to learn how to be the hero for yourself. This is very self-oriented. I feel like you guys do not know how to take care of yourselves. Like, you know how to take care of everybody else, but you guys will get so burnt out that it's like when you're exhausted or tired or need some chicken soup, like nobody shows up, but you're the one that always shows up with the movie and chicken soups to take care of everybody else, you see? And that doesn't necessarily have to be the circumstance, but that is the energy that's coming through here. May I please get a clarifying card? Thank you. Yeah. Here's the deal. This is growth for you, because what you're not realizing right now is that there are people in your energy field that are manipulative, and they use that to their advantage. They use your big heart to their advantage, and they want to use that so that they can continue to get what they want from you. And they make it seem like you're building something with them, but you're not, and they're not building anything with you. So this could be like a partner, this could be a friend, this could be a business situationship, whatever it is, guys. This person is very, yeah, okay, so they're giving off, we have the Three of Coins, the Devil, and the Tower all together in the upright, right? It's like, so this is some kind of contractual agreement that you have with this person, but this person is a manipulator, and they're destroying this connection, and it's going to fall apart eventually. Like, something's going to fall apart, and it has to do with something is coming, something is changing. Something is changing in this connection, and it could be this connection that you guys have with this person, but I'm not getting that. I feel like this is a third party that's in your energy field. This is somebody that's outside of this connection between the two of you that's coming in, and they know that you're so loving and giving and caring and kind, and they are very much manipulating you into continuing to take care of them and to continuing to give you your energy to them. This person is greedy. They're volatile. They're duplicitous. Like, this person likes seeing you suffer. Okay, this is very narcissistic energy that's coming through. This person enjoys seeing you fail. Okay, they like seeing you guys, like, when you're on the up, they do everything that they can to knock you down. So this is that energy of, like, when things are good and balanced. You ever have somebody in your life when you're like, man, when things are good, I feel like you do something, you have to say something to make it bad. That's the kind of energy that's coming through here. Like, this person has to do something to make the situation seem so bad. They have to make you feel bad. They have to make you seem like you're a failure, because that makes this person feel good, because they're in a very negative place. Okay, like, this person is in a very negative place. They're very hurt. They're very wounded. They're very scarred. And they feel like the only way that they can feel on the same level as somebody is if somebody suffers the same way that they do. And so they go out of their way to make you suffer the way that they feel that they are suffering inside. Okay, and this person is not good. This is not good. And so you're dealing with grief right now. And so there's no controlling the situation. There is no healing this person. There is no showing this person the truth. This person is going to continue to act like this because this person knows they can get away with it. And so this is about you guys being your own hero and putting boundaries in for yourself. Okay, this is not a good situation. Oh, this is some ugly energy coming through, guys. I am so sorry you're having to deal with that. Like, I really am. Can you guys be open to surrendering to Source and asking Source for guidance to help you guys overcome this situation, though? That's something that is coming through for me, for you guys. And so it's like allowing yourselves to be open to not... So you guys are the saviors. You guys have a savior complex. Okay, like that's what's coming out, is that you guys have a savior complex and you want everybody to feel as good as you feel. You want everybody to be on the same path as you are. You want everybody to understand the love and the guidance that you can receive from your guides, right? And that means, I mean, everybody that you come into contact with, it's like you're like reaching out to them and showing them source love, okay? And it's like you have a beautiful energy, but something happened recently that's making you feel like you're just, again, not worthy. And I feel like it is this person that's come in. Again, this is a third party. It's aside from the situation, or it is in regards to the situation. Okay, but this is a person in your energy field that makes you feel awful. Like, there's no other way to put it. They just make you feel awful. They make you feel useless. They make you feel worthless. They make you feel like nothing you do is enough. And it's like they want you to keep trying to build them up, because they like it when you've worked so hard on yourself and you've worked so much on building yourself up, and they like the fact that they can make you drop your vibration. Like, they really enjoy that. And again, that's very narcissistic energy to me. Like, a narcissist will try, like, when things are bad, they'll be in the highest of high. Like, they smile when things go bad. Like, they're always in a good mood when things are going bad, and it's like chaotic around you. Like, they've got this stupid ass smirk. Excuse me. They have a stupid smirk on their face. Right? But when things are good, it's like they have to do something to sabotage it. Like, that is narcissistic energy at its finest, guys. And that's what this person is doing. Like, they enjoy that. They enjoy breaking things when they're good. Okay? That's not your person. That's whoever is in your energy field. So, growth that still needs to happen for them. So I can't make this up. We have the Sun in the reverse with the Four of Swords next to it. In my deck, those two have the exact same meaning. It means stuck in a situation, hemmed in, controlled, being stuck in your mindset, not knowing how to overcome something, right? So that's the thing. It's like that's their growth, is learning that they have power in a situation where they think they don't have power, and they do. But right now, they don't feel like they have power. May I please get a clarifying card for this for? Yeah. So this could be a relationship that they're in, and they need to learn how to become single. But really what's going on here is to have courage. To have courage and confidence to break beyond the illusion of what it is, the connection between this person and them. It's giving me family vibes again. I feel like this is family vibes for you, and it doesn't have to be, but it could be closest family, like, right? Family doesn't always necessarily have to be blood. I feel like that's the same thing that this person is dealing with, is someone that's as close as family or family. And it's like being pressured into believing that they have to be in this energy. Yeah, this person that they're dealing with is brokenhearted. Ooh, child. Oh my. This person is brokenhearted, hurt. So it's like you guys are dealing with the same type of people. You're just going about it different ways. It's like your person basically shuts down when this person comes into play. And for you, it's like you're trying to control the outcome of them. It's like, just heal yourself. Just heal yourself. Why can't you hear me? Just heal yourself. And it's like, so for your person, they're just like, when this person comes in being all crazy, they're like, they just shut out. Like, they just cut out. It's like basically they bend to this person's will. They have no confidence, and this is about them finding confidence, and that's the big growth that they need to go through here. They need to embody and embrace confidence, because the confidence is going to help them overcome that. For you, you need to become your own hero. This is about you setting up firm boundaries and realizing that no matter what you do, this person is going to come at you. Like, if you evolve, they're going to evolve, okay? And that's not to put you into a bad situation or anything. That's just for you to realize that that's what this person is. That's what narcissists do. If you evolve, they evolve because they want to keep you under their thumb, right? They want to keep you held down. They want to keep you in a bad position, because when you grow, that means that, you know, it's against them. It's almost like it's a life journey to keep you in a state of panic and upset and dismay and, you know, just going through trials and tribulations. That's what they do. It's again, they're suffering. Hurt people, and there's no one more hurt than a narcissist. Whether that's true or not, that's the mindset. There's no one more hurt than a narcissist, and a narcissist is going to make sure that you suffer as much as they're suffering, because they don't understand how a person can see life from an optimistic place, because they're so pessimistic. It's just an interesting energy. So it's telling me you guys are very empathic. You guys are very open to receiving energy, and I think sometimes you guys take on this person's energy and you're not actually able to decipher and discern what's your energy versus their energy, okay? And that's definitely coming through here. So, and your person right now, they just have to find confidence. I think once they stand up for themselves, it's like going to be a boost for them, and they're going to be like, holy moly, like I thought I couldn't do that, and now I did, and nothing bad happened. You know, you ever had to stand up for yourself in life and you never did because you were afraid of how a person was going to take it, but then you finally had enough is enough, and you said what you needed to say, not in a bad way. You just said what you needed to say. And when you said it, like all of a sudden you were just like, whoa, like I can actually stand up for myself. It's not as bad as I thought it was. That's what's going on here. So what will bring your paths together? Well, we have the devil in the reverse here. This is telling me being aware of the imbalance in your guys' life, in both of your paths. I want to get a clarifying card for this, but this is telling me for you guys to realize the toxic energies that surround you, and discerning those toxic energies and realizing what's yours and what's not. Okay, so the Four of Coins came out. I'm not going to get it. It's on the floor. I'll get it in a minute. But the Four of Coins came out in the reverse. So I'm glad it flipped over. But yeah, that's the stability that you guys, okay. So for you guys realizing that you're not actually reliant on these people. I feel like there's some part of you guys that feel like you're reliant on these people. What did I say? Boundaries. Yes, we have boundaries coming up on the bottom of the deck. And also realizing that sometimes things aren't always going to be perfect. So when you guys do set those boundaries, there are going to be times when this person will cross them. And that's just to continue to teach you discernment, right? Like I said, if you evolve, a narcissist evolves, but understanding that evolving energy is good, because as you evolve, eventually you're going to get to a point where you say enough is enough. I'm going to walk away. I can't deal with this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And that's what's going to bring you into a state of emotional fulfillment. And that's a beautiful place. That's a beautiful place. But definitely finding balance and learning what it is that you guys are inviting into your lives. That's what's really going to bring you guys closer together. But that has to start with you. Like, you can't do it just for them. Like, you have to do it for you. You have to realize that you're in a position right now that is not very pretty. Like, this is an ugly place to be in without realizing, right? I feel like this is something that maybe it may have shown itself to you, and you're just kind of like, that's why they're dealing with grief. And it could be something else, okay? But again, I keep getting brought back to that maybe this situation brought a lot of grief to you, realizing that this person was never going to change, and realizing that this person doesn't have your best interests at heart. When we realize that on this journey, it's heart-wrenching. It is heartbreaking, especially when we've given so much time to somebody. It's like, I gave you so much time. I gave you so much energy, and I love you so much, and you don't even give two craps about me? Like, that right there is just a heartbreaking situation, because it's like, how can I love you so much and you not love me, and you think that I don't love you? Like that. Or people who think that they have control over you, and that could be something that you're dealing with. You're trying to control the situation because somebody's controlling you, right? So I wanted to get a clarifying card. I want to make sure that's the card that wants to come out for this next one. Alright, so what to avoid if you want to meet this person in the future. Okay, I actually think both of those cards want to come out, so I'll leave them. Interesting. We have the Knight of Swords on the bottom again. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords in the reverse with the Nine of Cups and Death reversed, and you're started with Death reversed. So what do you want to avoid? Happy compromising. That's what I heard. Being happy compromising your happiness. Like, that's what you want to avoid when, in order to meet this person in the future, like if you want to meet them, you have to put your happiness above everybody else in your life. And that is so much easier said than done. So you don't have to tell me, Circe, I get it. Like I can't do that. Like everybody else comes first. Like I get that. Okay, I get that. It's not even about that, guys. Like this is just, again, the cards are saying what the cards are saying. It's like you guys right now are in a place where you're willing to cut out your happiness just to appease others, even though that makes you sad, even though that makes you upset, even though that makes you feel broken and unstable, and not seeing the details, like, you know, not paying attention to the details around you. It's like, even if you guys dedicate a little bit of time to what makes you happy, like say you guys are working a job and you guys are doing a 9-to-5, whatever it is, right? Say you guys dedicate a little bit of time to what makes you happy, to the arts, to creating something, to doing what you like doing. Shoot, if you guys like baking, you know, something I brought up on another pile. If you guys like to bake, if you guys come home every night and you bake some cookies and you create a new recipe, you know, or you decide every Saturday I'm going to take all day Saturday to paint, or whatever it is that makes your soul sing, do that. Do that, because you guys will see a change in your journey. But again, it's like you want to avoid cutting out your happiness if you want to meet this person in the future, because you're already depending too much on this other person that's in your energy field. It's like a codependency is coming through very strongly. Very strongly. And I feel like that's something that you guys don't want to rely on. So my apologies. I need to take a drink of water. Hold on just a second, guys. Okay. Also, this is a completion for you guys. Okay, and this is something that can be very healing, or it can also hinder your process if you guys choose not to. If you guys choose to seek things that don't make you happy, thinking that that's going to make people accept you, then it's going to keep you guys, like the journey, it's going to keep the journey keep going longer and longer and longer, okay? Like eventually there'll be something that happens where you're just like, I'm done, I'm going to do what makes me happy, and that's it. But right now, I feel like you're just want to make this situation work. And the want to make this situation work is drawing you away from your happiness. And that's what's scaring you. It's like you want to make an impression. It's not even about people pleasing. This is like wanting to make an impression. Being like, can't you see that being positive and being happy makes your life better? It's like that's what you want this person to understand. And this person is never going to understand that, because this person does not see things the way that you see them. This person sees only the negative, only the shadow, only the hurt, only the pain, only the suffering. And that's why when things are good, this person does everything in their power to sabotage the good, because that's all they feel is the hurt and the pain. They don't know what it is to enjoy the good deeds and the good things in life. They don't see life that way. And that's not easy to accept, right? But that's that instability that's coming through. This is absolutely a process for you. And this is something that you guys, once you overcome, I think you guys won't be afraid to embrace what makes you happy. Like you're going to be like, look, you do you, and I'm going to go do me. And I don't give a crap where you are anymore. I just don't. I can't, because I did for too long. And look at where that got me. It just got my heart broken. So that's good. I mean, I hope you guys definitely follow that. I hope you guys definitely overcome that. So what will they find attractive about you? It's the fact that you persevere through everything. Like, so much has happened to you, and I feel like this person knows you. Like, I feel like you guys could have been friends, you know, for a long time before you realized what this connection was, or you guys at least had some interaction with each other, and this person, whether that's through social media or in real life, but this person knows a lot of the suffering that you've went through. This person knows a lot of things that you've dealt with, and they've seen you overcome time and time again. Like, you've persevered through the thick, through the thin. Like, it doesn't matter what comes at you. You're like, bring it. I've got this. I can do this. I can do anything. And because of that, this person is, that's what they find so attractive to you guys. Confirmation. They do. They find that so attractive. They find that so sexy. They're just like this, you know, pile 3, like no matter what happens in life, they always see things from the bright side. They always see the cup is half full. They always see things from this place of love and of encouragement and courage. And it's like They just think that you're such a courageous person, and they really find that attractive about you. And for you, it's just a matter of like, there ain't no stopping me now, right? Like, that's the energy that's coming through right now. Like, no one's stopping you. They can't stop you. It's like, even this person that you're dealing with, like, no matter how badly you want them to see it, it's like, at the end of the day, I feel like maybe is a part of the grief, is you realize you're not going to change this person. You're not going to have the connection with them that you thought you would. And I feel like it's like, it doesn't matter anymore, because it's like, I've come so far on the journey that I can't turn back. And that's your energy, right? Like, that's what I'm feeling with you. You guys have a very powerful energy, and that is coming through so strong. And that's what this person finds so attractive. Like, they just think that is so amazing. Like, they've never met anybody that has, no matter how many times you get knocked down, you stand back up, you dust yourself off, and you keep on keeping on. And that's what they're just like, holy moly. Like, pile 3, like, nothing can stop them. Nothing can harm them. Like, nothing hurts them. Like, nothing phases them. And you're like, all those things happen to me. I hear you. You're like, Circe, don't be like that. And I'm like, no, I get it. Like, I get it. But that's the thing. It's like, you guys realize that you just can't stop. You just have to keep going. It's like, no matter how many times you get knocked down. But that's what this person finds absolutely attractive. It has nothing to do with your body. It has everything to do with your ability to stand back up again, to not stop. It's like, life doesn't stop you. Nothing stops you. Even if you feel like that's not true, like, nothing stops you. You still find a way to get around it. And it's like, if you went and looked back at 5 years ago to where you are today and looked at all the things that you'd overcome, you'd probably see what this person sees. Okay? Which is beautiful. It's beautiful. What will you find attractive about them is, so 2 things. Their ability to make a decision. Right? They might not be decisive right now, and that's because of the situation that they're going through, the things that you both have to heal. All right? But the thing is their ability to make a decision, but above that is their spirituality. For you guys, you're very spiritual pile. Like, for you guys to be very positive and hoping that you can help others heal their demons, right? Help others heal their lives, and help others heal their hearts. Like, I keep saying hope, but that's the truth. I guess that's the thing. It's like, you guys hope you can heal others. Like, that's what you want so bad. So you're very spiritual, and this person is spiritual, and you didn't realize how spiritual this person was, right? You guys didn't realize that at all. And it's like, now you guys get to see this person for who they are, and you get to see how strong they are, and you guys get to see how deeply connected to Source they are, which I think is something that's very attractive to you. I feel like that is something that really resonates with you on a deep level. And if it's not, maybe this isn't your pile, you know, maybe one of the other ones is your pile, because this is the most spiritual pile that I've had so far. Like, this is very spiritual. I mean, everybody's on the spiritual journey. If you're on the twin flame journey, it's kind of impossible not to be on the spiritual journey, because it's all about coming together and having that oneness with self and God. Okay, that's what the twin flame journey is in a nutshell. But it is not that simple. But you guys are very spiritual, and I feel like you're very intrigued by their balance and how they're actually never put off that they're spiritual, and that's something that they're going to bring forth in this connection, and you guys are going to spiritually connect, which is something the twin flames do, but it's something deeper than that. Like, this is something like, it's not a physical connection. This is not a physical attraction. This is like, I'm attracted to your soul, right? It has nothing to do, like, maybe you guys would never go for each other in any other circumstances, but there's something about the way you guys vibe. Obviously, if you guys know the twin flame, I'm not going to get into it, but that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a vibrational connection, and which makes sense. But at the same time, it's like, that's what's so attractive to you. It's like, you fell in love with a soul, not a face. And that's what you fell in love with them. And maybe this person is really good looking. Maybe this person is really desired by a lot. That doesn't matter. What matters is that this person connects with you on such a deep cellular level, that cellular level. Cellular is true too, right? On a very soul level, that you're just like, wow, it's amazing. So as much as they're like your perseverance, it's their soul. It's like, that's what connects you guys. They're just like, you know what, pile 3, you never give up. And you're like, wow, you're so connected to Source. Like, that's such an amazing thing, right? And at what point will you 2 meet? You guys are going to meet on a positive path. Like, Like, you guys have been through so much. This is actually a beautiful, like, I'm really glad that I had gotten the chance to do your guys' reading, because the other two are very heavy and they were very kind of heartbroken in this. And it's not that you guys didn't go through heartbreak, you did, but at what point are you two going to meet each other is when you guys are at a high point on your path. It's like you guys have both done so much healing, and it's like these are overcoming the last bits. Yeah. It's like you guys have overcome emotional anguish. You guys have changed your perception on how you see emotional anguish and upset. And you guys have changed the way that you see each other, basically. At a very creative time in your life. Very creative time in your life. So it's important for you guys to network. It's important for you guys to connect with other people at this time. It's important for you guys to get out of your circle, because it's going to help you guys come into this place of letting go of the pain that has been caused to you by the people closest to you. And it's going to help you guys find being rooted in what it is that you really love doing. And I feel like you guys are afraid that you're going to give up something that you really love doing. And it's like, because of trying to help this person, it's like you guys are so positive and so open to this positive journey. It's like you just haven't really been surrounded by anybody that's been positive. And so it's like, once you guys let go of that and you guys come into a place of being surrounded by others who appreciate your light, you guys are going to open up to meet this person, because you're going to be on a whole new level. Let's get some advice cards for you guys real quick, and then we'll get into the oracle on this. This is a beautiful reading. I'm really excited to do this, guys. I know I said that, but just truly, I'm excited to do that. May you please have some advice for pile 3, Source? One card at a time, please. Advice for pile number 3. Okay, they want this one. Okay. Advice for pile number 3, Source. Advice for pile number 3. They want that one. May I please have one more? Whoa! Okay, they want me to see what's on the bottom. Alright, I'm going to take that one. Just make sure that that's the one that they want. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna take these, guys, because, yeah, I see what they're saying. Let me just give these over. Oh my gosh. So we have the 10 of Wands here. And these are different. Okay, these are based on, I read French style tarot. Okay, so these are based on American style tarot, but I fell in love with these cards. I don't usually buy outside of the French style just because that's the style I read, but I am aware of the Rider-Waite-Smith. Okay, guys. So this is a beautiful story. Like, you've been burdened, okay? I'm just going to say what's going on here. You've been burdened with a lot, okay? And your advice is this: when you swim away from all of that and you let go of that and you move away from that, it's like, you know, going to calmer waters. Like, it's, look at this, how it's all like turbulent here. She's like paddling as fast as she can to this open lake and towards the moon and emotional fulfillment here, right? And her bag is packed here. It's like you guys are swimming away from something that just didn't serve you. It's like, I don't want to be in this anymore. I don't want to carry this anymore. I don't want to deal with this anymore, right? I don't. And you guys definitely let go of that, and then you come into this place that feels like home and love and expansion and just wondrous. Like, if you see, there's this family in the background here, there's friends, it's like people are supporting you. It's like, you know, if you see back here, I know it's really small, but there's just this beautiful energy coming through here, right? And it's like, that's what you guys are you're like, I'm getting the heck out of Dodge, y'all. I'm done. We have the 10 of Coins here. Ultimate fulfillment, like an all material wealth, material things, like manifestation, just beautiful things. And we have the 8 of Cups here. It's like you guys are stitching your life together. Like, you guys, it's like you guys are letting go of the things that hurt you so much, and you guys are just leaving that as a pattern on your quilt. Like, it's like a pattern on the journey. It's just something that you guys have dealt with, and coming into this King of Coins energy, you guys are going to become super stable and wondrous. So what's your advice is to let the burdens go. Let the burdens go. Walk away from them. You guys don't have to shoulder that. That's crazy. Like, you guys have shouldered enough burdens in your life. Why are you shouldering this one? Right? Like, why are you shouldering that? Like, you guys are trying to be in this energy of like, I can fix everybody, and that's not your position. That's not your job. Like, Source is trying to be the one that's like, I got them, you know, whether they want to be fixed or not, that's on them. That has nothing to do with you, and it has nothing to do with your worth. And I think that you guys have tied some amount of your worth and your to, like, it's like, oh, well, if I can't heal them, then something's wrong with me. And that's not the truth at all. Like, you guys are wondrous and have a beautiful bright light. Why aren't you going to give that to people who actually want to be around that? You know, and I mean, I get it. I get giving to others, and I can hear some of you guys, but seriously, it's family. Like, you don't walk away from family. You know what? Family sometimes are the worst culprits. Sometimes they're the worst ones. Yeah, you guys are afraid of being vulnerable. Vulnerability is like, in this, it's like you guys walking away from the thing that you thought you had to stand up for. Right? And I feel like that's something that's hard for you. It's like, I have to control everything. I have to be in control. And to be vulnerable means that I'm weak. No. Nurturing yourself. We have Gaia, nurturing. Nurturing your love for yourself. Nurturing yourself in this journey and knowing that it's up to you guys to take care of you. Because this person, they enjoy your downfall. Okay? Like, every time you're down, that's when they're up. Have you ever noticed when you're in a bad mood, they've got like a... I don't, okay. Like, they keep showing me an evil grin, like a person with an evil grin, okay? Like, every time you're in a bad mood, like, this person is in a good mood. They're like bouncing off the walls. They got all kinds of energy all of a sudden, but you're usually the one in the good mood. And it's like, most of the time this person is quiet and reserved because you're the one that's always in a good mood. And that's what they're saying, is to pay attention to that. Like, look at that. What did I say? This is an ancestral curse. We have ancestors' generations coming out here. This is something that your mom had to deal with, your mom's mom, your mom's mom's mom had to deal with, or your dad's dad, and your dad's dad. Like, you understand? Like, this is something that has been passed down through the generations. This is not just something that you had to shoulder. This is something that you're healing. Okay? So I keep getting the image. This is something that's been... This is people in your family have married people like this. Okay, like narcissistic people, okay? They've married narcissistic people, and that's just because there's been narcissistic people in their lives. And you might be like, but they're not narcissistic. You know, sometimes you're in the inner circle, and they don't outright act like a narcissist. They do things that are narcissistic, but they don't act outright like a narcissist. And that's because you're in the inner circle. And the minute you step out of that inner circle and you stop agreeing with them or validating them in one way, shape, or form, they treat you like crap. All right? And that's what they're saying. It's like paying attention to that and not being afraid to stand up for yourself and not being afraid to say, that's on you, buddy. Yeah, you're afraid to do that. We have 38 coming out here. Number 11, this is a spiritual journey for you. Very spiritual by nature. This is you growing beyond what it is that you've dealt with. Okay, so this is letting go of that fear, coming from the darkness into that light, coming from lack into the lack and poverty into abundance and prosperity. Okay, this is letting go of how this person treats you and coming into a place of, there are people who are like you, but you have to change. Chameleon change with number 33 coming out here. 3 has been a very powerful number for you. I may not have said it, but it has come out so many times in your reading, and I kind of kicking myself I didn't say it, but that's okay. It's here now again as a reminder. It's not for you guys to blend in. That is not your job. Your job is to stand out and stand out above the crowd, even if I gotta shout out loud, right? Like that, you guys are meant to stand out in this journey, and that's a beautiful thing. So the only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. Yeah, so instead of being in this state of grief, can you come back into a place of unconditional love? Whether that's because of this connection or whether that's because of loss, can you see it from Source's eyes? Which is not easy, right? It's easy to be human, but can you come back and see this from a place of unconditional love? And then we have actions speak loudly on the bottom here. And when I see this, I always say actions speak louder than words. And I feel like this is just reaffirming that it's up to you guys to really pay attention to how people are treating you. It says express your love through actions. You guys definitely do that already. But can you express your love through actions for yourself? Can you take care of yourself? Can you come into a place of happiness for yourself? Okay, I'm going to get a couple of my own oracles, and then I'll get some channeled messages, and then we'll end with a Sacred Rebel card, which they're so phenomenal. I love those cards. Okay. My bad. For pile number 3, Source, what cards do they need? Pile number 3. Okay, they want one more. Alright. Our story doesn't feel like once upon a time. It feels like since the beginning of time. So this person truly does care about you, whoever your person is. They do love you. They do like they want to be around you, but they're just in a situation that they feel that they can't get rid of. And I feel like you're in the very same situation. You guys are mirroring each other very much so. There is no right love at the wrong time. Every moment is exactly as it should be. So maybe you guys have thought in the past, like, we always met at the wrong time. It's like, no, you guys met when you needed to meet so that you guys could spiral into a healing cycle. Broken hearts can be mended in time. Broken bloodlines can take generations to heal. And I feel like this is just that statement of generations coming through again, showing that you guys are the product of broken bloodlines. Like, you guys have been in broken bloodlines. Like, whoever your parents were, they weren't supposed to marry each other, but they did. Like, that was what happened. It's nothing you can change, right? It was like they had a different path that they didn't take because they felt like that's what they had. And so they got married, and before that, like, they had an opportunity to heal their generational curses. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, before they even had an opportunity, but they didn't. And so now it's come to you to heal these generational curses because it's a broken bloodline. Like, your ancestral line needs to be repaired. And that's what it's saying here. It's like you guys are, yes, you've been brokenhearted in the past. Yes, you've had some really bad relationships. Yes, you haven't had things work out for you like maybe it has for your family. But you guys are healing broken bloodlines. That's generational curses. Oh, they said, I am sorry. I am sorry. They want you to know they're so sorry. They love you. They love you so much. And they wish they could have given you more, but they couldn't. And they're sorry for the way things turned out. Like I said, maybe you guys are grieving because of this connection. And they want to say they're sorry to your face, but they can't right now. They just can't. They're in a situation that they can't say they're sorry. So we have this, for some of you guys, you were cheated on, okay, by this person. It's easier for me to cheat because I don't feel good enough to have the whole of your love. Okay, and maybe this is you guys. You've had people who've cheated on you in the past, and that's why you guys love so big, and you guys are so amazing with your love and kind and caring, and that scares a lot of people, you know. Wow. I don't know if these are the ones. Is this what you want, Source? For pile number 3? I'm just not feeling them, guys. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling them. Like, I'm sitting here looking at it. I'm just not feeling them. Okay. So I was wrong. They want this one. I was wrong. They want that one. Okay. I'm not going to question it now. They want them. They want them. All right. I didn't feel them. But you know what? That's it. If you don't feel them, you put them back in. Source brings them back out. Because that's how Source works. I don't have control over that, guys. That's why I shuffle the way I do. So the first one on the bottom of the deck is New Birth Guarded Vigilantly. Number 24. I'm just going to read a little bit of this one, guys. And then I'm really going to read this other one. New Birth Guarded Vigilantly. Oh, I can't say that right now, but okay. It says, in every creative process, in every birth, in every opening of a new cycle of life, there's a time of vulnerability. I can't with you guys right now. This vulnerability is natural and appropriate. It is the full learning to become steady on its legs. These legs will become remarkably powerful in time, but the process of growth and maturity has to take place, and that requires some wobbly first attempts. It cannot be any other way. Within you, perhaps even below the level of your conscious awareness, there's a fresh new life emerging like a vibrant green shoot rising up from the earth. This new life is in need of your attention and your care. This could be a new relationship that needs tending with interest and kindness. It could be a new idea that you need to nurture into fullness. And we had Gaia nurturing coming out, guys. I love this. I love this because it is going to hold special purpose for your life path. It must be something within you, a new behavior, a new way of looking at yourself, a new way of being in the world that you need to tend to until it becomes more natural for you to embody. I love that. That goes so hand in hand with everything that we've been talking about. Oh, I love that. And I'm gonna hold up this card. I'm gonna read this one to you guys. We have Pandora's gift. There is a mythical woman, much maligned throughout history, whose name means all gifted. Pandora lives within us as our curious nature, yearning to conquer chaos, evil, and darkness with the light of knowledge. She is the hopeful voice of our soul that asks and questions, and in doing so triggers the process that brings the answers. Sometimes it is through uncomfortable learning that we find our treasure. Pandora reminds us that the process of learning can take us places that seem like an end of our world, and yet all is not lost. Even now, the light within you is stirring for new revelation, new life, and new adventure, and that goes hand in hand with the other card. Pandora is all gifted and all giving. Her presence invites you to forego your belief and judgment. Now is the time to surrender the misplaced guilt that you may have brought upon yourself or another, some terrible happening. It is time to let go of the shame-based belief in punishment. This is a belief that you deserve to be brought to the task over any perceived imperfection, or that your natural human journey somehow renders you inadequate. Again, that energy that this person is bringing into your life, that has nothing to do with you. Okay? The human journey necessarily involves learning through experience. There is no shame in your learning process. Pandora's presence is the sign of a new time, a time to swap the notion of inherent shame for the acceptance of inherent divinity. From this moment on, how unstoppable you shall become. Sacred rebellion is happening within your soul as a powerful uprising towards liberation. You are breaking free from the weighty criticisms of the world, from the power games that bore you senseless, and from the insanity of sacrilegious priorities in this world. Dare to disobey anything and everything that is not divine. Pandora is the leader of your soul revolution. She defies the vicious judgments of history and all that has been said about her. She shrugs off misery, despair, and the weight of the world to recognize that she is the bearer of the true beautiful light of peace, comfort, hope, and reassurance. And didn't I say in the beginning that someone that cost you your peace, that's too expensive? Okay, that's too much. That's too pricey for your time. Again, this confirmation coming through for you guys. Okay, let's see. With her oracle comes the realization that you two are divinely defiant believer in hope, who shall cast off the works of anyone who seeks to torment you. I cannot make this stuff up, guys. This is great. As this shift takes place, you shall dare to look within your own being and find the light. You're being put on divine notice from the sacred feminine, and there is a talent and ability within you that needs to be acknowledged. There is a worthy seed of something beautiful and necessary within you. If you choose to develop and express this seed step by step, it will become an extraordinary light in your life and in the world. So poke your tongue out at the naysayers and turn your attention to the bright hope within you. You were born to strut your soul stuff. Get it, guys. Get it. Come on. That was beautiful. I love that. I love that. That's so gorgeous. That's wonderful. I forgot to grab some of these messages. Just a few more, guys. I didn't do it for pile one. Don't tell pile one. Please don't tell them. Let's just see if we got some clarifying messages coming out once again. Okay, well, that was a lot. I wasn't going for that, but whatever. This one was the first one to come out. Go within. Your answers are waiting. Great. Okay. Soul contract. Okay, so I feel like this connection over here that you guys are dealing with, this is a soul contract that you guys need to connect, that you need to close out. It's just time to close it out. Flirt. It's okay for you guys to flirt with new people. Connect with new people, right? They aren't the one for you. Okay, so this might not be family. This could be a relationship that you guys are already in. Okay? And it could be that you guys may not be seeing the right person for you, okay? And that's another thing. So don't be mad if that's the case. I'm just saying, like, be open to all possibilities. Take back your power. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, Source. Tell it. Preach it. Success is the greatest weapon in life. Keep doing you, boo-boo, because your success is going to speak volumes to those people who don't think you can. What did I say? You carry a heavy burden. You carry a heavy burden. Let go and let Source. Did we say that in your guys' advice? Put the burden down. Guys, there's tons of messages in here. Like, if you guys see this, these are all messages. There's probably like 400 messages in there. Your crown chakra. Yeah, connecting with Source. That's the crown chakra. Messages and inspiration from Source. You guys are getting inspired, or you will be inspired to do something new soon. Do that. Aquarius energy coming out. All right. Being unique. Like, I didn't put this in there for zodiac sign. If it is a zodiac sign, that's just a confirmation for some of you guys, but understanding that's not why those were channeled messages. This is talking about owning and embodying that beautiful, unique, standout energy, because Aquarius, they don't care. They're unique and they stand out and they like to stand out. That's just part of who they are. It's nothing about being prideful or anything like that. It's just truly a part of their nature is to go against the grain. And so that's what Source is saying. Go against the grain and be yourself, boo. Be yourself. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing, and don't try to be everyone else. Be yourself and be true to you and do what works for you. And that's how you guys are going to find success in your life. Okay. I loved your guys' reading. This was great. I'm so excited. I did pick a piles today. I know I said I wasn't going to do that on this channel, but Source came through and said, look, we got to do this. It's time. I said, okay, cool. So we're going to go with what Source says, right? I'm the messenger, guys. So I hope that this helps. I'm sending you guys out so much light and love, positivity. May you guys always find the strength to do what is best for you. And with that, I'm going to close out this reading here. But until we see each other again, make sure you hit that thumbs up button if this resonated. Leave me a comment down below and set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does come out, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.